everybody. Hello. I'm just checking my mic. Yeah, it's good. Hi. Welcome to Fumble Folks. It's not Rapid Riders tonight because we are doing a special stream, Oz, with Andrew Kolb.
Yeah, hello. Hi, that's me. I wrote the... Oh, I can hold up
You can hold the actual book
the
up,
book.
yeah.
This is what it looks like in
There it
print.
is.
Thank you. And that's where we will be playing tonight. So we're aiming for one shot, best laid plans and so on. So I guess we should just get right into it. I want to set some groundwork, and then we'll introduce the characters, and then hopefully we'll hit the ground running. So
Okay.
the group of you have... Like, are we ready to just, like, get into D&D? Is that fine?
Yeah.
I just feel like we really kind of, like, really rushed into it. So the group of you have all kind of answered the call of job posting in the local tavern from the job board. You had a night or two to prepare, but we find you all now in the forest at just kind of the edge of town, ready to meet the person who at least kind of, like, listed this job posting, Torgo. Not much information was listed except for that it was essentially just kind of like an escort mission. Like, they needed to get from A to B and with, like, some security. So you, being the kind of ambitious and industrious adventurers that you are, said, yeah, I could do that. So we meet the five of you now, again, at the edge of town, just kind of like where the city meets the kind of like thin and slowly kind of like building forest. And who is waiting for Torgo? Like, what is this band of merry adventurers looking like?
Alright.
Who wants to take it away?
Seb is first on stream.
Right.
I know.
I
did it.
that on purpose.
Get under the bus, Seb. Get under the bus.
Wow. Okay, so hi, I'm Seb. I'm playing Griffo Longborough. I'm a halfling. I am basically, if the Wizard of Oz is good at his job, also kind of a goth / emo with his little hair. I made the Hero Forge on stream.
Did.
Right. And so if the group is all kind of hanging out at the edge of this forest, what are they seeing? Like, what is Griffo either doing or engaging with others or just kind of hanging back? What's Griffo's vibe?
Griffo probably has like a little toy soldier that he's working on, like a little mechanical toy soldier that he's just sort of fiddling with and making little, like a mini Tin Man.
Cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
And I guess Griffo makes eye contact with another of the fellow adventurers. Who does Griffo look at?
Who's next? Ben's next.
Nominate.
Who's next, Ben?
Hi, I'm Ben. I am playing Gunnar, and Gunnar is a very happy person to be here. He is very much enjoying that he is coming along on adventure, and he is looking forward to making lots of friends.
Hello, Gunnar.
Okay, I don't think I'll hit that name quite as well as you do, but what is Gunnar doing?
Gunnar is sitting down and he is doing some knitting.
Aw, babe.
That's it. I'll die for Gunnar.
He is just
so
waiting
Gunnar,
for
who
more
else?
friends to turn up.
Oh yeah, okay,
Yes.
so at least one other kind of like approaches. Who do you see? Who do you lock eyes with, or who is in your peripheral?
The person that is going to catch Gunnar's attention is the bespectacled young gentleman that is walking towards him.
Aw.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah, who essentially like comes awkwardly stumbling through because it's a little bit too much countryside for my character. So there's like a couple of, a little bit of brambles caught on his legs, and he's wheezing horrendously because hi, I'm a Phil. And tonight I'm going to be playing Glyn Boynlegger. He's a young human, only probably 17, but he is very wiry. He is not an outdoors type. He is very out of place. Very bookish. He essentially, like, even us as D&D players, if we were to see Glyn, we would find ourselves being like, oh, nerd.
Wow.
just sort of emanates that kind of aura, unfortunately. But he has his uses. He is very good. He's smart, apparently, and he is basically like he has like quite an ornate journal, essentially, like sort of to hand, not even like in his like schoolboy backpack that he's got. It's like literally holstered like a warrior would have his sword at his side. He has this book at his side. And he's wheezing horrendously because he's hay fever and stuff. So
Yes, I think Griffo and Gunnar can hear this wheezing as he approaches. But I guess whose attention do you also draw with this wheezing, Glenn? Who else do you see in
it
this
comes
group?
through and sort of notices the other two, and it sort of starts slightly and at this odd couple that are in front of him, and then it senses something else, and then it's like, oh, guys, a massive cat person turns up.
Yeah. A 7'2" lion-maned individual, no top, just pecs and fur. He's just looking down at them. They don't look like they're carrying weapons so much as two giant elephant tusks at their side, and they're just looking down, stomping along barefooted. This is Kalash, who is just looking down and then looking around, and then looks down to their side, to their sister, and says, "Can we eat them after this?"
No, Kalash, no.
I want to eat one of them.
Maybe the small one.
Okay. And turn to my sister.
Yeah. Sort of like, kind of the opposite of her brother. Is half human, or kind of looks human, I guess. Looks human. But she's like very small. She's like 5 foot. She's also barefoot. She's also 17. But the complete opposite of Glenn, where she likes being outdoors. This is where she loves to be. She does not wear glasses. She has great eyesight. Just the complete opposite. And she's sort of like striding along confidently next to her massive brother. Just literally all she's got is like, she's barefoot. She's got this like court staff, and she's kind of a bit like dirty and stuff. But yeah, that's Nala. Her name is Nala. I forgot to say. There we go. That's it.
Okay, I guess that's the escort party. I think Torgo would appreciate that you're all on time, because I think not long. I mean, obviously you've had a chance to at least kind of like survey your kind of like temporary colleagues, but are quickly drawn to the attention of a distant call of like, hello, as you just see like a small speck, and maybe it seems like they're farther away than they are, but you realize as this small speck is bounding towards you that it is actually a very small creature. And as they get close enough, you see that it is maybe much under a foot, but maybe 6-inch tall insect with a like traveling pack, and jumps up onto a small rock. Obviously they've picked this area so they could hopefully at least use this as a small, not podium, but at least a way for you to all be able to see him. And he says, hello, thank you for answering my request. So I am Torgo. And he kind of bows briefly and says, hopefully, I didn't mention this on the bulletin, but I hope this isn't an issue. As you can see, I am small. So thus, where you, all of you biggins, can help me to confirm. 100 GP, 50 at first leg of the destination, or I guess now, and then the other half upon arrival. Is everyone still okay with this?
I'm just here to meet some friends.
I'm just happy I'm being called big for a change.
Yes, that's fine. Thanks.
Can I eat him? No, this is not him.
Oh, I'm quite wiry. A lot of gristle on me, big guy.
No, not
Humans-
that one. The small one.
hu-
No,
human-
there's no point. There's no point.
Humans are friends, not food.
Well,
And I should clarify that I am neither a human. Well, no, but I am a friend. But not
good.
food.
neither a human
Oh.
nor a friend.
Well, well, in that
Neither
case,
human nor food.
in that case,
And-
we don't. Yes, I'm
Okay,
good.
then. Thank you. Well, then I guess away we go. Would you? This is embarrassing. Would anyone be willing to carry me?
Already offering that. The hands are already offered out.
Oh, great. So he immediately bounds into with the kind of like the spring of a cricket on coffee that he jumps into your hand and then bounds to your shoulder and says, "Is this okay? I think I can also sit on the top of your," and he kind of like pats you on the top of your head.
Yeah, sure. Where would you like to sit?
And he says, "Oh, the higher the better. Thank you." And he bounds onto the top of your head and turns to the rest of the group from Gunnar's platform. What is Gunnar?
With that, then, as Gunnar says, "Here's taller, up onto tiptoes."
Oh.
Very good.
Oh,
So awesome.
He's looking
he's
with those big round kitty cat eyes, like,
They'll do this next
so
point. It's
very close to like a Ratatouille situation. He starts to kind of just like now try to like guide Gunnar towards a spot in the forest, and kind of like turns back to the rest of the party and says, "Okay, I guess the job begins now." And kind of like Gunnar, you kind of like instinctively kind of like know where he's trying to lead you. I think by pulling your hair, if you're comfortable with that, he will kind of like check. Okay, great.
You. That's so cute.
what is the job?
Usually, I gotta pay for this.
Wow.
And he says, "I don't understand." And he continues on and takes the party to at least where the forest gets a little more dense. I mean, I was going to say halts Gunnar, or says like at least asks. He will ask and say, "Please stop here," and waits for you to respond.
Literally just following commands, head empty.
Okay.
Oh.
And Torgo bounds down from Gunnar's head and kind of like gets to the ground and performs something that you can't really see, at least based on his size, but seems to perform some sort of magic, as evident by the fact that a large kind of the only way to describe it is tear in the kind of like fabric of this forest splits open. And he says, "Okay, now we're going to be going abroad for a bit, but I can assure you that once I'm safe, we can get you back. Again, any issues before we proceed?"
What is the job?
Julian is frantically writing down what he's looking at into his journal.
What is this? Why? What is this? I don't know.
And he says, "Oh, I was studying abroad, and now am returning home, and this is home." And actually, you can see as the kind of like rip starts to kind of like split open a bit more. You still see forest, but it's almost just like a collage where one forest was kind of like cut out from a page and pasted on top of another. Like you can see that the trees are just different. It's darker there. It's just incongruent with the kind of like other trees outside of this tear. But he does turn to Griffo and say, "A great question. So here, lovely, safe, so great. But there, where we're about to go, not so much. So I just need to get you to get me to the edge of that forest, and then I'll get you home."
Oh, so we haven't brought you home now. We have to keep going.
And he's like, "That is correct."
Ah.
Is it all in woodland?
Wow.
Sorry. I have allergies.
And he's like, "You and me both. So I would say that part of it will be, and I would say the most dangerous part. But after that, we're into civilization, clean, purified air." And he kind of gives you a wink and a thumbs up.
Oh, that's great.
I have a question.
And he says, "Yes, you with the hair."
Are there big monsters in this forest?
And he says, "I hope not, but there can be."
Hope
Is
they're
it big for
monsters.
his standard or big for yours?
He's like, another great question. I would say big for everyone. It's the great equalizer.
Ah.
This makes me happy.
Thank you for answering this call, then. This was good. You were a good hire.
Let's go. And then she goes. Absolutely no idea what this
Sister!
Banzai! I'm just gonna cannonball through it.
And he's like, oh, my ride! And bounds off after So assuming everyone kind of goes through this tear, then pretty shortly after you are met with a different forest, still dense, although much darker. It was maybe midday when you arrived at the kind of like edge of town. But even though it still seems to be daylight, based on the limited light coming through the kind of like dense trees, you can just tell that the forest is kind of just like thicker and or more overgrown. And because of that, it's cooler and you've got more mist hanging kind of on the ground, or fog, I should say. And Torgo quickly sorts out the rip, or essentially stitches it back up, and says, okay, so we're just going to get to the edge of town, and then I can send you on your way. If there's anything that you need, then let me know. Oh, and he kind of like pats himself down and kind of like grabs a small piece of paper that, as he kind of like puts down onto the ground, it opens up and unfolds into a large map. And he says, oh, I figured you'd have at least some need for this, because I actually don't know where we are outside of, and he hops onto the map and shows that you are all collectively somewhere in the Forest of Fighting Trees. Welcome to Oz. And it could this is where the grand music would pick up, and we'd have a momentary title card. For the least of it, that's where he introduces you to. So you are collectively somewhere in the Forest of Fighting Trees. And maybe this is a good point where I explain some of the mechanics, how I run D&D, things like that. I roll random encounters. So you might run into something that is too dangerous for all of you, which are collectively at level 3, correct?
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Great.
Yes.
So you can run into something that is far more dangerous. I'm not setting up encounters based on your level. Alternatively, you could just get the right rolls and mow down everything with ease, and that'll also be fun to experience. We have a goal to get to the edge of town, but he has not told you where. Once we get into town, then moving between neighborhoods takes about an hour. So for us, there's a time tracker on the right if you zoom out of the map. Otherwise, not super crucial at the moment, as Torgo is just trying to make sure that we collectively get to town or out of the forest. Any questions at this point?
No.
Would you like to get back up?
And he says, oh, definitely. And asks, oh, would somebody like to take this map? I don't actually need it, but brought it for your sake.
No. But then Lala will go and she's like, ugh.
I would like it, but you would not like what I would do with it.
Yeah, no. She will go and she's gonna go and look at the trees and stuff. They're really different. So she's gonna look at trees. She's gonna look at other stuff and be like, I don't know if this is edible.
Okay, yeah, roll a survival check.
Okay. It didn't do it probably, but I got a 23. Yay.
Nice.
Oh,
I'm not
okay, great. Yeah, so you're looking for edible foods?
Yeah. What kind of trees is different? Are they different trees?
So you can see that a number of the trees very close to you here are deciduous, but don't seem to be bearing any fruit right now. You can, in the distance, actually, you do spot a couple of what look like apples, or at least like red fruits hanging from the trees off in the distance. But most importantly, you do actually find along the kind of like near side of one of the kind of trunks a number of mushrooms that you're pretty confident are edible.
Okay, I'll pick them as we go. Yeah.
Okay, so what is everyone up to while we're just strolling? He's given you, Torgo is essentially just kind of pointing Gunnar north, or what he thinks is north, but does someone want to take the way, or is everyone just trusting this foreign exchange student to kind of get everyone out of the forest?
Well, he is this is his home, so I trust him, but I want to know if we're going roughly the same way as he said that we are on the map. I don't know.
Oh, great question. I think he'll roll a survival check and see. Okay.
Can I try?
He's like-
Can I, in a weird way,
Oh, sure.
try and give assistance to that by just sniffing the air and like wild air versus the smell of like civilization? Because I find that pungent, and then I'm like, I never want to go towards it, but at least I know it's that way. Maybe.
Oh, great point. Yeah, okay. Roll a d10 and we'll add that to his d20.
Cool. 4.
Okay, so yeah, you get a faint whiff, and based on him pointing in the direction, you can like use that scent, and yeah, it smells bad there. So I think we're heading towards people. So yeah, he seems to be leading you on the right track, or at least isn't kind of like pointing you astray.
The little snack is pointing in the right direction.
Good.
Well,
And
I
as you can,
know I'm a snack, but I ain't never been described as little.
How tall are you?
About 7 foot.
I am just like, it's tiny, but I'm just.
fair.
I'm bigger.
Again, up on tiptoes.
There's a point where I definitely like bristle and just slightly go on tiptoes as well. I refuse. I refuse to be the smallest person here.
Sigh, man. Carry on.
Flynn is just trying to survive. Like
Yeah.
he's like gingerly putting every footstep down because it's like if a twig snaps a bit too loudly, he jumps.
And I want to like walk next to him and be like, "What the fuck?"
I didn't bring my hiking shoes. It's a bit of a
Do you own
oversight.
hiking shoes?
No.
Okay. And like she's just like standing on all these twigs barefoot. Like.
Griffle's just having a good time.
Didn't you go to my school?
Me?
Yeah.
No, I was I was home educated.
Of course you were. Okay.
Had
Wow.
And while this exchange is happening, everyone roll a perception check.
13.
13?
Mhm.
19.
16.
Wow.
Wow.
A 1.
Griffo?
Got a
Is this a good
one.
wow or a bad wow?
It's not a
one?
natural
Okay.
one. It's a 1.
And if
2
you want to
minus
help us in the
1.
chat, you can put the fumbles and you can give us a +1 to rolls.
Yeah, exactly.
saying.
If you want to use the fumbles that are next to you in chat, you
DM
can...
allowing.
Oh, of course. I'm
yeah.
into it.
Of course. You can give us all kinds of things like aid or bless or +1 to
Help
next roll.
us.
I feel like we might need it. So.
We'll see. What did Gunnar roll?
Gunnar.
Ben?
Oh, sorry, I
Absolutely not with it.
no,
Yeah.
sorry, I had a message from someone. Well, what am I rolling? Sorry,
Oh, perception.
Perception.
That's okay.
perception. I'm so sorry. That
That's okay. I feel like I really shone the spotlight on you.
that's fine. That's my fault for not paying attention. That is a 20. Soft.
Okay. Okay. So I think both Kalash and Gunnar, as well as I think also Nala, hear an owl screech in the distance. But Gunnar, you recognize that there's almost a bit of voice to it. Like it's not just a bird call. It's actually also kind of like as if a bird had said, or like a parrot had said, like, "Hey." So there's panic in that. That I think both Kalash and Nala would recognize as well. What do you do?
Hey, little buddy.
And he says, yes.
So there's kind of some scary things over there.
And he's like, I didn't hear it. What are you talking about?
So, it's kind of sounds like an owl, like, ah! But then it's got kind of like a voice underneath it.
And he's like, oh, well, I mean, it could be an owl speaking. Owls have been known to speak here in Oz. That's not an issue. What was it saying?
It's completely blank face, just trying to figure out the concept of owls speaking being a normal thing.
That's so weird.
I would like to look to my sister and then just go onto all fours and begin prowling and stealthing towards where I heard
I am gonna
that
do the
noise
same.
come from.
And can we go like?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's just the biggest, goofiest grin on Colossus' face, like, yes!
Okay. Yeah, so I think while Gunnar and Torgo are having this conversation, then I think both of you roll a stealth check as you kind of like veer towards the area, but are trying to make sure that you aren't spotted by whatever was in that vicinity.
That is an 18.
And a
Okay.
14 for me.
Okay. You successfully kind of like flank this area, although I think what I'm going to describe, maybe you're not necessarily, well, we'll just see. As you're moving around, you recognize that it was an owl, and that it seems to be ensnared in the branches. But as you're moving towards it, it doesn't just seem to be that you're surrounding the owl. It seems to be like you're surrounding the trees. The trees themselves are attacking this owl as it is struggling, and you can see that it's kind of like been muffled by a twig or like a smaller branch that seems to be wrapped around its beak. So you only caught a moment of it being able to speak or call before it got silenced, but it is trying to fly away, and is having trouble. What do you two do? What are the others doing while you're off in the distance?
That's some straight up horror shit.
Welcome to the horror monster.
I am looking towards my half sister and just purring, and she knows that means that I want to hunt.
Yeah,
and it's
same.
up to her to talk me down or egg me on, and that's where I am.
It's too small to make a decision for itself. Wait, no, that's not what I meant. It's too... No, I don't know what I'm saying. It's too small to help itself. That's what I mean. I don't want to go and help it.
Okay, yeah, and I guess Torgo on top of Gunnar's head would point out, I would prefer if we did not split up in this forest. Would you mind either getting them back or taking us to them? As he kind of like is looking down at you.
Little one?
Oh, you talk to me. I'm just.
You come up to like my kneecap, so.
I mean, I'm just completely oblivious. I'm like, when you're walking, you got like a really good song on, and you're just jiving. That's kind of what I'm going with right now. I got a 1.
What about you, schoolboy?
Splitting up's probably a very bad idea. What have the others seen? Have we followed enough to have seen this, or are we still?
I think if you decided to start moving towards that, you can see that they're flanking what just looks like a bunch of trees, and you can start to maybe hear the flapping of wings, but that's pretty much it. So I don't know if you three have a good sense of the proper like conflict at this point, but you are recognizing that like the two of them are actively kind of like prowling around, just like almost like a tiny thicket.
Just a tree. It's just a tree.
Yeah.
How odd.
We should probably stick together, but maybe behind the two hunters. Yeah. So I will advance very cautiously.
This little book.
Okay, then I'll get the other three to roll a stealth check if you are trying to be sneaky. If not, then we will just roll regularly.
I am not trying to be sneaky, because that is completely outside of Gunnar's entire shtick.
Well, very Pinocchio and not Geppetto, his conscience, but I think Torgo will say, would you mind being a bit quieter as you're just like stomping on branches. So up to you whether or not you want to heed his request.
No promises, and then I'll get down, and because I'm wearing splint mail, I've got a disadvantage plus a -1 in stealth.
Okay.
Seeing them stuff, I would
Griffo, what did you roll?
add a 14.
Okay. And Glenn?
I was very careful to try not to break any twigs, but I am breathing very heavily now because there's a lot of pollen or something. So 9.
Okay. And
also a 9.
Do you have a 9 as well?
No.
Okay.
Not that bad.
So I will give Nala and Kalash a moment's opportunity to attack or act. I shouldn't say attack. I don't want to influence, but a moment to act as you can see your new compatriots moving towards you in a way that is not as natural as you two. Like you two know how to prowl in the forest, and you can see these two are just kind of like, or these three are kind of like almost bumbling towards you. What do you two want to do?
Clash wants to let them be a distraction, but
that's fine.
They don't know how to communicate that so much as they just sort of, as ever, look to their sister for the smart thing to do.
Think I'm the smart one?
You're not smart, but you are the smart one of the two of us.
I mean, yeah. And it's been this little owl is being held by the branches, is it?
Yeah, so I think you can easily pick out that there are at least 3 different trees that are all kind of like the canopy is reaching towards and kind of like ensnaring this owl. So there's at least 3 trees that you can see that are attacking this owl. So you are surrounding, at least if you think of it as a triangle, you two are kind of on the outside of this triangle of trees.
Okay, with my average intelligence, I can deduce that forest of fighting trees. This is what they mean. Maybe.
Fair.
Only you can prevent forest fires.
I don't know. I want to climb the tree, but I don't think it's a very good idea. Because you can't reach it. It's too far.
One shots
right?
are meant for bad ideas, so
That's fair,
whatever
let's
you
do
want to
it.
do, I full support.
Like, maybe. Yeah, let's try and climb this tree. This is a really bad idea.
Okay. Yeah, then I think we'll roll initiative, and we'll let
Yes!
Nella and Collis will go first with that kind of like natural instinct. But roll your initiatives, and then I'll check and see how you all do.
Yeah. Very average.
There they are. Okay, so Glenn, what did you roll? Maybe Glenn is still rolling. Nala, what did you roll?
I rolled a 13.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kalash?
20 total.
Griffo?
I had a natural 20, so 21.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Gunnar?
I rolled a 13 for a 12.
Okay.
Oh no.
And Glenn?
Somehow a soft 20.
Oh, okay. I never know how to roll between you and Kalash. I think Kalash will go first.
Usually on whoever has the higher dex.
Which I don't want to make assumptions, but I'm assuming it's.
I have 12, so probably not.
Oh, okay. Glenn, what's your dex?
It's +2 for me. So
Yeah.
apparently, yeah, somehow.
Okay. Well, Kalash and Nella will still get an extra action with their strategic plan, but they will go first. So
plan that's not a plan.
Kalash,
Okay.
you will get one attack first, and then Nella after that.
Okay. I see Nala like breaking the distance and going for a tree. I don't know the plan. She's running towards a tree, so I assume it's game time. So I on all fours start sprinting up, and as I do, I go into a beast. Like my raise is path of the beast barbarian. So my already long claws like extend like another half a foot longer as I begin raking the ground, and I launch myself towards it and I just slash with both of my claws.
Okay, great. Yeah, roll an attack roll against. I'm assuming you're attacking one of these trees that are trying to kind of ensnare this owl, correct?
Yes, yeah.
Right.
Were they aware I was there, or is this an attack from stealth?
No, I think based on your stealth and acting before the others and their stealth rolls failed or succeeded, I would say that they are not aware that you are there.
Cool. So advantage on my first attack.
Yeah.
Cool. So the first attack with my claws would have been an 11, and with advantage is a natural 20. So that's 2d6 plus 3 plus 2 because I'm raging, so 2d6 plus 5. It's only going to have... Oh, nice. I'm going to add the rage on top of that. So that's 12 points of damage with the first slash.
Okay.
And in the hole that created, I go for the other one. Not with advantage anymore, just with a straight roll. Because it knows I'm here. That is only going to be a 13 to hit.
A 13 hits.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. The armor on a tree is not high.
So I'm going to slash into the area. So that's 4 plus rage damage makes 6 points of damage as I'm just carving chunks out of his fin.
Okay. And I think as you get close, you see the kind of like shocked expression of a face in this tree. Like it wasn't just the branches, but a literal face in the tree as it turns towards you, and it kind of creaks as almost like branches in the wind as it recognizes that it is now being threatened. But before they get to react and before everything else happens, Nala, what did you want to do?
I mean, I said I was going to climb the tree, and now there's a face in it. So it's fine. I gotta go because I'm not aware it has a face. I want to climb. Please, I want to climb the tree, and I want to go and help the bird. And I have to climb the tree to get there. So.
Okay, so roll like not straight dexterity. I guess an acrobatics would make sense.
Acrobatics, yeah.
Unless you want to just like straight force yourself up, then I will give you an athletics. So it's depending on how Nala would approach
I'd like
this.
to depends how badly I roll. No, I got a quarterstaff. I want to take it out and I want to like hop myself up in an acrobatics monk style. Okay, I got a 19. That didn't flop.
So I think you scale to the like point of branching. Like it's not even an issue of climbing up the trunk. You just like vault yourself up to the branches, which are now like you can see moving and kind of like writhing, almost like kind of like tendrils as they are trying to constrict this owl. And now that you're closer to it, you can also see that it is wearing a small vest, like a neutral kind of like gray, but also seems to have a pack on it. So it is very much like almost like an adventurer, like yourselves.
It's a person owl.
Yeah.
It's a person owl. Yeah. And cool. How am I up next to the tree?
I think you're at the point where the branches that reach out towards the owl are breaking off from the trunk. So I think if you want to reach out, you still have a bit of movement that you could get to the owl, or you could attack the branches. It's up to you.
I will try and go out to the I'll go out to the owl.
Okay. Yeah, and I think with your original dexterity roll, I think you have the movement that I don't think that's an issue. So I guess you can get probably an action in before it continues on.
Okay.
You two were set up well for this stealth pounce on pounce, so I'm into it.
And I will try and it's going to be an unarmed strike, but I want to try and like break the branches.
Yep.
Kind of thing.
Yeah, roll a regular attack, and we'll see how much damage you do to get this owl free.
Nothing happened on the roll. I'm gonna try that again. Nothing came up on your roll, Tony.
What now?
No, it takes
strike.
Oh, did it come up?
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Cool. Yeah, 19 to hit.
That hits.
And then 7 bludgeoning damage.
Okay. Yeah. So you start to tear up this is a different tree from the one that Kalash has been attacking. But you can start to rip up at the branches, and you can see that there's still a bunch that are kind of like tearing or kind of like knotting themselves around this owl. But you can see that the knot itself is lessening as you've now injured one of these other trees.
Cool.
And sorry, was that 12 or 7?
7.
Was it either of those numbers? Okay, great.
I haven't played Monk for so long. Seb, do I get 2 in that, or is that just the 1?
If you use a bonus action to do Fist of Fury.
Oh yeah, okay.
Key point to do 2 attacks on your bonus action.
Yeah, no, that's fine. No, I'll leave that.
Okay.
Just the 1.
So we go to the top of the order. As you both Kalash and Nala attack these trees, I think just shortly after that kind of like surprise attack, then the trees are also drawn to the attention of the rest of your party, which is kind of like trying to sneak up, but not nearly as well, which alerts both those 3 trees. And now you see, and creaking awake, 3 other trees that are kind of around the new party that is joined. So it's a ring of circle, or a ring of 3 trees around the owl, and then a ring of 3 other trees that are now actually around your party. So we've got 2 separate triangles surrounding 2 separate targets. And we go to the top of the order. Griffo, you're up with Glenn on deck. So Griffo, you can see the faces of 3 separate trees staring at you, and they kind of creak in anger, and they look grumpy. And actually, you also recognize that these are the apple trees that Nala was kind of like seeing off in the distance before too. So Griffo, what do you want to do?
So I'm going to fumble in my pocket and pull out like a little toolkit and make a flamethrower algae cannon.
Okay.
It's just a little toy cannon that you got like a little remote control for.
Incredible. Okay.
And I'm going to. It's a fifth. So it's bonus action to use it. Be a 15-foot cone of fire. So they got to do a what sort of deck save? DC 12 deck save.
Okay. I think if you wanted to point it towards, like if you're thinking of 2 triangles, you could point it towards the one that is again or adjacent to the other triangle and get 2 trees, which is also kind of like where your allies are.
Cool. That's what I would
So they
do.
need to do a deck save,
Yeah.
not their strong point as trees. And what did they need to pass?
12.
Okay, 1 passed, 1 failed. So I think the one is kind of being blocked by the other one, so it just like gets taken or gets hit by less of the fire. But the one that gets buffeted by the full damage, what does it take?
So I'm just gonna find this spell to do it. Oh, it's just being a pain. There you go. 7 points of fire damage.
Okay, so the one doesn't seem to be too bothered by it, just singed a bit of the kind of like loose twigs and maybe the occasional dry leaf. But the other seems very injured by this. Not surprising. Wood does not respond well to fire.
No.
Who knew?
And that's all I can do as well.
Those lots.
Oh, also, the fire ignites any flammable objects in that area.
Okay, yeah. So I think that first tree
Like
erupts
the
in
whole
flames.
forest, like. Oh no.
I am not. I have very low wisdom. I'm sorry.
That's okay. So as the first one erupts in flame and the second one quickly pats down the kind of small embers that it has on itself, then we continue on to Glenn. So Glenn, you're up with Kalash on deck.
Yeah, I was going to ask if there are any others with faces around us, but there are quite a few. That is. No. What were the trees' reaction to fire suddenly happening at them?
Oh, so I think what was a pretty slow-moving tree, as it was buffeted by the flame, like it responds almost immediately. Like it was very unhappy about that. Even the one that barely got kind of like kissed by fire responded with the same drama as the one that is currently in flame or engulfed.
In that case, could I go into my pack where I've got torches and light a torch as my action? Basically, and if there's space within bonus action, etc., to basically just start being like to just try and ward them back from me.
Okay. Yeah, I think. Would you like to? Well, which one would you like to do this to? Because if you're within the middle of
guess-
the triangle,
Yeah, I
is the
think
one that's on
if Griffo like went at two of them, then I would go at the one that's on the other side of the triangle to just
Sure.
try and let make sure they all know that fire might happen if they don't back off.
Okay, sounds good. So, and they'll respond on their turn. So, I guess that your movement is also then now moving towards the one tree, correct? Is that right, Glenn? Like you're moving towards the tree with the torch, or are you just staying where you are?
I would probably try and stay close to where Griffo is, but kind of like in a back to back kind of thing, just to try and.
Cool. Okay, great. So you stay kind of in the center
to not
with this
hit
flame.
me. Yeah, it's not the best place to be, but we've got fire. They might stay away from it.
Yeah, so I think both the trees react. Kalash, you see this kind of flame ignite because again, we're in kind of like dim light just from the canopy of trees. So you, I think, pretty quickly acknowledge that that's what they're doing over there. What are you doing over here with the other trees?
So what I would like to do is, now that I've like gored a base into it, I'd like to plant my feet in there and launch myself up to dig claws in, make attacks as I climb towards its face.
Okay.
So I'm going to make 2 attacks, like one as I dig in with this claw, rake down, one as I dig in with this claw, rake down.
Okay. Roll your attack rolls.
So the first one is a 17.
Hits.
That is probably minimum damage. That's 6 points of damage.
Okay.
The second claw goes to Dragon. That is a 22.
Barely, but it hits.
This one is a bit better. This is 11 points of damage.
Okay, yeah, you can see... Oh, sorry, continue.
No, please do.
It's not dead yet, if that's what you're looking for, but you can see that it's injured. So continue. What were you getting? What does this look like?
And now I'm hopefully at face level with it as I've like dug my claws in. So there's still 2 nearby, right?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, I would like to use my bonus action as a Leonin to just look directly into its eyes and use my daunting roar as just this booming lion roar echoes through the forest. And every creature of my choice within 10 feet of me, and I'm choosing to omit my sister and the owl. So all 3 trees, can they make a wisdom saving throw or become frightened of me?
Okay.
DC is 13 on a wisdom saving throw.
Ooh, all fail.
They are all frightened of me as I am not screaming, I am roaring into the face of one as I'm clawing it apart as I'm climbing it. And that's my turn.
You can see the kind of like the knots that are its eyes, and the kind of like, when a tree or a branch breaks off and kind of like leaves that kind of cavity, the mouth of it is just kind of like quivering. If a tree mouth can quiver, it's fantasy D&D, it can quiver. So they're terrified. They're afraid of you. And I mean, that will be what they try to do. So I think the first, the one that's on fire will start to kind of like pat itself down and tries to kind of like immediately kind of like, you see just like the whole canopy of tree just like change as it tries to kind of like use the wind to kind of like blow off this fire or kind of get rid of it. But it moves away from you. The one that Glenn was waving the torch at tries to move away, and they're moving slowly. Trees do not flee quickly, but you can see that it's almost just kind of like just a little farther away from you. You don't even really notice it moving. It just seems to be decreasing in size. And same with the other 2 who were roared at by Kalash. Unfortunately, the one who is attached to Kalash is still attached to Kalash, so is trying to move away from you, but kind of backs into the other tree that was on fire. The knots, you can see, Nala, are starting to kind of like loosen as the owl starts to break free, just from the fact that they're all kind of like dispersing. And as you can see, and now you start to hear a voice mumbling, or at least muffled again, as the branches loosen. But they're still there, and they are still kind of in conflict. So we go to Nala with Gunnar on deck. Nala, what do you want to do? Okay.
Muted, bro.
Yeah.
Just bury your teeth of us.
Reveal.
So I was gonna shift, like my brother, I saw that. I was like, yes. Cool. I'm gonna shift as far as my bonus action as I turn into this like more cat-like, more bestial, less of like a little girl. I get claws and teeth and cat's eyes, and I get a bit of a mane, and I want to just claw at this until it lets go of the owl.
Okay. Yeah, roll an attack roll.
Yeah. I get 4 temporary hit points as well. That's really important.
Okay.
Cool. That's what I do. I got a. What's that mean?
I think there's a weird damage roll before, but then you actually have the attack roll, which is very high. I don't know if you can see that.
If I hit, I deal that damage. Cool. So yeah, I don't know why it's done it twice, but just the once. 24 to hit with the
That hits.
fangs. I'll just get some bite in it. And then it's up to you which you want to take. It's like 7 or 5.
No, we'll go with the 7.
Okay.
And then there's an additional bonus on top of that. Is that right, for being a shifter? Or did I make that up?
No, I think that was it.
Okay.
I think. Yeah.
I think it's just because that's your bonus action.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Shift.
Is for bonus.
Yeah. That would be my bonus action and my action to bite it.
You use your bonus action to
Never
bite
mind.
it. You can use your action to do whatever you want.
Oh yeah, no, I can. Yeah. So when you shift as a bonus action, while shifted, you can use your fangs to make an unarmed strike.
Yeah.
Okay. So you've clawed at it, and now you're gonna bite away at the branches.
Yeah, basically.
Cool.
Just like
Roll an attack roll then.
until it like.
Well, so it's not like one big bite. You're going more like kind of like.
Yeah,
Gotcha,
I wanted to
cool. Okay, great.
let it go. I'm like, let it go.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think that was my bonus action. I could do it again as an action, so I'll do it again as an action, or I can do an unarmed strike anyway. So without the piercing damage. Keep going back to the stream. So it's 17 to hit, and then I guess I don't know, bludgeoning. I'm trying to rip it. I don't know.
Okay, yeah. What's your damage on the bite?
6 bludgeoning damage.
Okay, yeah, that's enough to free the owl at least, as she drops to the ground briefly, and you can already see that she's starting to try to sort herself out. Gunnar, did you have a question?
Can I attempt to catch?
Oh, yeah. Great, yeah, because I think it's your turn next.
Because that's literally what I was going to be trying to say anyway. I was going to just be standing underneath, following the tree around until they eventually drop the owl.
Okay. Yeah, so Nala rips up, or I guess bites, like, and rips free enough branches that she, although injured, is still kind of like conscious as she drops, but isn't quick enough to catch herself from the fall. So Gunnar, roll a straight dexterity check to make sure that you can like both avoid the flaming tree that you have to run past and also make sure that you make this incredible save.
Oh no, dexterity, no.
Well, we'll see.
That is an 8.
Okay, so I think you end up getting to the spot and you have your hands out, but she ends up landing right on your head and bounces. So at least not that full impact. And I think you hear Torgo briefly as you can see that, or he can see that this owl is about to fall on him. You can see, like, just essentially like abandoned ship. And he's like, "Ah!" as he jumps out of the way. This owl bounces and lands on the head. And then both Torgo and this owl are briefly on the ground as the others are actively trying to flee. So, go ahead.
I will pick the two of them up because as I count as one size bigger because of my race, so they are very easy for me to pick up, and then I'll just start toddling, literally with next to no real brevity, just walking them slightly out of the danger zone. And that's
Okay.
about it.
Yeah, I mean, we still have a tree that is on fire, but the others are all actively either trying to flee the Leonin or well, yeah, that's all. They're all trying to flee either the fire or the lions. So I guess the question is how much do you still want to engage as they're all actively trying to get away from you?
I should say they are until the end of my next turn, so they can dash away, but then they would regain their senses. But
Gotcha.
how much they still want to be part of this fight is up to you.
Fair, because I think going back to the top of the order, I mean, like they've maybe moved 10 feet, running as quickly as they can, so they're not getting very far very quickly. And I think you would also recognize this, Kalash, that like, oh, if we just walk away, they're not like our walking pace is going to outpace them easily. So it's up to you what you want to do. Although I guess I should also go back to the top of the order. Griffo, you're first. What do you want to do now? Seeing this and kind of surveying the scene.
I mean, if they're fleeing, then I'm just gonna make the cannon roll forward and be like, just to keep them backing away. Just taunt them.
Okay. And then we continue on then with the Glen. So Glen, you've got your torch. They're still moving away from you.
We should get out of here, guys. And I would, I guess, like to advance, like provided it's roughly in the direction we were meant to be going in. I guess waving my sort of torch towards any of them that seem to be moving, and just start to go in that direction. And as an action, I guess I'd take the dodge action, so it imposes disadvantage. I'm not gonna make any more threatening moves other than if you come near me, fire.
Okay. Yeah. Sound strategy. And then Kalash, what do you want to do now that you're? I mean, like you're still probably the most immediate threat and most immediately threatening. Like, what do you want to do with this tree that you've still latched onto?
Always.
This is a raging barbarian cat person. They're going to have to be talked down as they keep slashing into this thing. As far as they're concerned, they're just keeping on slashing.
Okay.
You're kind of scratch, Matt.
Yeah, like this is a scratching post, and it's the best scratching post I've ever had. That's a 17.
That hits. Roll your damage.
Another 1 on the damage roll, so 6 on that one.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
And the second claw comes in. 18 to hit this time. For another 10 points of damage. As I'm just...
So that's enough. What does this death look like? How do you slay this tree?
I go just below where the face is, and I like ride its body down to the ground as I pick up the like what would be its like tree head, as I just stare into the eyes of the others and just. I think that's probably enough to calm me down, but I have claimed a trophy. I'm just staring them down, daring them to come towards me. But if they come towards me, I'm going for them. If not, I would stay here with my trophy.
Okay, yeah, it's what you've carved out of this tree as it like splinters and fractures is almost like one of those masks you get at the kind of like. There's a bunch of stores in Canada here that have them, but like just like hang on the wall. So you're just like essentially what just looks like a carved mask,
Like a
but
tribal
you know
mask
it's the skinned face or the skinned face of a living sentient tree. As you kind of see and relax, and the others. I mean, if they had like skirts to pick up to like move quicker, they like are just like grabbing ground to kind of like move away as they slowly move farther and farther. And I think that's the end of the encounter, and I think that maybe is a good point to take a break. Does that sound good for everyone? As the owl it comes to consciousness, and Torgo is like, "That was not part of the plan," but seems okay with it.
How have I got a splinter?
Wow.
Gonna dust some of the ash out of the feathers. Just you ended up very dirty, very dirty.
We're heroes.
You are saved an owl. Yeah, so we'll take a quick break. I don't know how long we want to plan for, but I'm at the.
Yeah, we'll take like a 10-minute break. That's all right with everybody. Cool.
Sounds great.
We'll see
We'll
you
continue
guys.
on in Oz.
Yeah, we'll see you guys in a bit. Bye.
Hello, and we're back. And continuing on in Oz.
Yeah.
For those who are just joining us, do I need to do something like that? The group
Yeah,
is
you
just
can do. Yeah.
slain a tree, and the others are slowly shuffling away as the group nurses a injured owl back to health after being recruited to chauffeur a bug into Oz. Does that sound right? These are the games we play.
Standard Wednesday
Very
behavior.
Oz. Yeah.
Okay.
Um,
Go ahead.
No. Yes.
No, you have a hand raised, but please.
I was up the tree last time that we were on. I would like to jump down from the tree, and I'm still shifted for like a minute, and I want to make sure I jump behind the nerd, and it's like,
Hi.
just for that reaction.
Well, I mean, worth it.
Yeah.
So while Glenn picks himself off of the ground and removes dirt and debris, then the owl kind of like regains consciousness, I suppose, in Gunnar's hands, and kind of like, and then is like just shocked, and immediately starts to like flutter in fear. Gunnar, what are you doing?
Oh, it's okay. It's okay. You can come. Does it count as a race or as a animal?
For the context of like, I suppose it's still an animal. She is still an animal, yes.
Cool. Then, in my attempts to calm it down, then I would just, if I can, just like, look, it's okay. I will just want to make sure you're okay. Just come.
Okay.
Attempt
I
to
think
persuade.
roll a persuasion check, since
Wonderful.
she's more sentient than an animal handling check.
That's fine. As part of my race, I get the speech of beasts and leaf, which gives me advantage on charisma checks to influence them.
Okay.
So hopefully I roll decent. 21.
Okay. Yeah, I'm immediately recognizing that this is no longer the same kind of conflict with the trees and the branches. She sees you as a friend, and you can see like relaxes, and then starts to kind of like sit up as if to say like, "Oh, I'm okay. If you could release me, then please, thank you."
I will place them on the nearest branch or rock or something. Just there you go.
And she kind of hops around and says, "Thank you." And you are?
I am Gunnar.
Okay, nice to meet you. I'm Chato. And who are your friends?
Hi. I'm Glenn. Our party's escorting this fellow to the city, I guess, because it's dangerous here because the woods try to all the trees here attack people.
She says, "Well, I mean, I suppose not all of them, but I was trying to take some of their apples, so she shrugs an owly shrug."
Wait, you can't just take an apple?
And she's like, "Well, from some of the trees, but not those ones, I suppose."
Kind of look at them like shuffling off, like.
Do you take some of the? Don't take any more of the apples.
I shift.
You
back
can have some
towards
apples,
it.
and I go to the dead one, and I just start taking apples.
Yeah.
Nice. Thanks, brother.
What?
I just
I-
huck one towards you.
Why were you out here?
And she says, "Oh, I was just looking for some. I'm a baker, and wanted to try to get some of the seeds to try to hopefully nurse some in the city. So here I am. Here I was. Thought it was much easier than it turned out to be."
I cook too. I'd start taking all the apples from his like, here. It's for
Oh, yeah.
your cooking.
Her oversized pack is, you can see, already has 2 in it, but then she can like slops it off and then says thank you as she like takes with her feathery wings and starts placing some of them into the pack. And you can see that she leaves some and then takes others just based on size and ripeness.
we've been hired to head to the city for Torgo here. You want to come with us for safety?
She's like, well, I mean, I might actually just kind of like get above the, and she kind of like looks up into what is now probably the only opening in the canopy from where Kalash felled one of these trees. She said, actually, that I might just kind of like pop over if you don't mind. I think that might be easier for me. I don't know, and I don't want to assume. I don't think any of you can fly. Can you?
Sister, can I fly?
No, you cannot.
Okay.
I can jump really high.
Can I eat the
Sometimes.
owl?
No, you cannot.
Okay.
It has a waistcoat on. We don't eat them.
Okay.
Mhm.
Those are the rules.
Those are the rules.
It has a waistcoat. Not
No,
Kalash
it's
does
like
not
a-
know the rules. The sister
like a
knows the rules.
personnel.
The rules seem to change, but they always
They do
guide them in
change.
the right
This
direction.
one is like a personnel. You cannot eat this one.
Okay.
No.
And she's like, yeah, I wouldn't. I'd prefer if you didn't eat me. And she says, but you can eat at my restaurant. And tries to segue out of death into an advertisement poll as you see a
Amazing.
small card that says Chado's Choose, which is in Toasting. You can see the address in Toasting.
In Ireland.
Kalash will take a card as well.
Yeah, I love it. No, don't eat this. So you eat.
I don't
at
like your
the-
restaurant. It does not taste very nice.
No, you eat at the place.
This is not the restaurant?
No, it tells you how to get to food.
Oh.
Mhm.
She's
I
like,
don't
yes,
like
it's like a tiny map.
Oh, it's
It
amazing.
is.
This is on par with what I do with maps usually, so.
I will keep it, and I will come to your restaurant because I like food, and I cook too.
And I think looking to you, Soulless, Nala, she's like, okay, thank you. And she's like, there must be something. Well, at the very least, if you come to my restaurant, then you can eat for free. I'm sorry I don't
Yes.
have more to offer, but at the least.
Let's go to
and-
restaurant now.
And she says, well met, and turns to Torgo and is like, oh, I mean, okay. And then flies up into the opening made from the felled tree. And then you see kind of like cascade or sails over the rest of the trees. And Torgo is like, okay, I suppose
We
to
go
the
here?
city?
Yeah.
Should we
then-
go in the direction she was flying?
She's like, or he's like, yeah, that makes a good idea. That makes sense. Good job. And kind of like walks over towards Gunnar and looks up towards him again, just kind of like expectantly.
Wow. I go head in the direction of
actually
the
live
restaurant.
I'm going to
Eating an
walk over.
apple
Gonna
from
walk
the
over
tree.
to the little nerd, and just
Really?
put my hand on the far shoulder and go. You responded when you asked about friends. Are we friends?
Oh my god, cute.
Yeah, sure, big guy.
I always wanted friends.
That's
I
How
will
come-
knit you a scarf.
I do
would
get
die.
cold.
And then I'm just gonna,
all right.
literally just gonna take the weavers kit out and just start knitting,
Oh,
and continue to be walked in whatever direction the little geezer's walking me.
Very slight aside, but Kalash will see the big ball of yarn and is just eyes wide purring.
Oh,
I move away. Having seen cats go for balls of yarn before, I
Yeah.
move away from those two because I don't want a sudden pounce to end in bloodshed.
You like move
It's why
away, and like Nala is like there, like, cause she's still like absolutely mesmerized by how like, just it, like right here, all of it.
Like-
It's just like
one ball of yarn for the full lion. Another ball of yarn.
I'm mesmerized by Phil, by Glenn.
Then a ball of yarn for the big kitty cat. Then just
Um,
There you go.
Being as
Another
oblivious as
trophy.
always.
Sorry, Seb, what was that?
Just being as oblivious as always, I'm going to carry on playing with the cannon. And every time it just goes out of range with radio control, I run up towards it and then let it go forward again. So I keep stopping and then running up towards it.
and now my attention shifts from Glyn to Griffo. Like, I don't. What is this? What are you?
You're gonna do the cat thing and chase it around like a laser. Just
Oh, I hope I get to the town soon.
Yeah, and I mean, a great segue that as you are continuing through this dense forest and trying to avoid the kind of like ensnaring roots and the kind of like just like hanging fog, you start to hear the sounds of civilization. I think, Kalash, you kind of like resisting this scent or kind of like being turned off by the scent, feel it getting stronger, and you recognize that you are approaching the city. And I think Torgo kind of again hangs over the brow of Gunnar and says, "Oh, I think we're actually farther east than I thought. It turns out, I think," and he kind of like looks around. He's like, "Wait, who had the map?"
what's
No one put
about?
them on. No,
Not me.
one of the brainy ones. Yeah, the ones who like.
I'll have taken it. Yeah, I'll have put it in my
It's
book.
my
and-
best friend over there.
I take out the map and then I turn it the right way up and
Okay.
I'll have a look at it like over his shoulder.
So Torgo bounds down from Gunnar's head onto the map, kind of like obviously it being light enough or sturdy enough to
Onto
support
the
this
map.
small weight. Yes, yeah, literally. And kind of hops from, and he's like, "Oh, we must be around here," and kind of like bounces where essentially your tokens are on the map, but then hops just north of that to say, "Oh, we're heading towards Fettleville. That is very exciting." And he's like, "And I mean, a great way to use some of your pay. So I think I might part ways here for a bit, but I don't know if you have any interest in sticking around for a while." But and he kind of like ruffles through his kind of like side pack. He's like, "I'm actually also attending an event tonight. If you're interested, it's rather formal, but I think it might be fun." And he kind of like stammers, and as he's pulling out these small kind of event or not tickets and places them onto the map, they start to expand. And Nala, you had a raised hand.
I don't have any shoes for the event.
And he turns and he says, I don't think that'll be a problem. But if you want, I mean, you could also buy some shoes. I think there are lots of shops in Fettleville.
I could knit you some socks.
Maybe.
This all sounds lovely, but are we? You came here through a portal. How would we get home?
And he's like, "Oh yeah, of course. Well, I mean, I'm also going to this event. It's actually a birthday party. If you'd like, I could take you home after the party."
I don't go to many parties, but sure.
That's pretty obvious. But neither do I, which is also pretty obvious.
birthday party for who?
So he's like, "Oh yes, of course." And I think if Griffo, if you're kind of like approaching the map or kind of looking, maybe everyone has like stopped now as he kind of like draws your attention, and you can hear the sounds of the city in the distance just beyond the trees. But you see that they seem to be like just like tickets, like an admit one ticket to a Princess Ozma's birthday. And there's a small kind of like etching illustration of a maybe like early teens or maybe still even just like 10 or 11-year-old girl with a crown and large flowers, maybe like almost like carnations, but dense on either side of her head. And that's the illustration of her celebrating her birthday. And then there's a portrait and a very clear note to bring no gifts, or that no gifts need be brought. And that it's
a princess?
he's like,
Wow.
the one and only, the actual, I mean, she's the monarch of Oz. So I think it's,
Oh.
I mean, an exciting deal that I got to go and got an invite.
I want to go.
And
Are you sure I don't need shoes?
she's like, well, he's like, well, I mean, I don't think so. I think it's kind of like an all are welcome sort of thing. So if you'd like to attend, that, I mean, again, you're welcome to.
She'll look at her brother, who is eating a ticket right now.
You realize you made a quick drop.
Yeah. It's been there a while.
Drop. Drop.
And be like, brother, can we go to the party?
Like a party.
Yes. And then seeing the flowers on her head, I want to go and like look for flowers and pick some ones that are not particularly poisonous. So.
Okay. Yeah, roll a survival check while the others are kind of. Well, it's just like to try to find the.
Yeah, you know.
The flowers.
It's a good time for a natural one. No, okay, it's not. It's a 14.
What is?
So I think. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, no, carry on.
Oh, no, I was going to say was that you do find flowers, but they aren't that size. So it's a question of what you want to do with like daisies or kind of like more kind of like less light flowers that are like, are you making a wreath or a crown or?
More like just a bouquet. I don't know if I can cook and paint. I can't make wreaths. I don't know. Well, it's a bouquet at the moment.
You've collected a few.
Can I, in theory, make a wreath? Because it's weaving.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Together.
Yeah. Then I'll literally just go. Oh. Take this one and put it like that. And now over here. And repeat and repeat.
Where are you from? What's with that? What?
What?
Nothing.
Huh?
Thank you.
Glenn, what were you going to say?
Move on from that.
I was going to say, what is this place? Is it a monarch? I've never heard of this princess.
And he says, "Oh, I mean, I'm sorry. It's all pretty. I think in the title, like she just kind of like takes care of the land. I don't know how much you want to get into the politics of Oz, but each
I could talk for hours on this.
Oh, okay. And you can see his tiny little insect eyes light up, and he starts to kind of break down into the description of like each district is broken down into a number of neighborhoods. Each district is governed by a warden, sometimes a witch, sometimes a wizard, but that they are responsible for each area, which is then governed by the princess. And he really starts breaking down the kind of like tiered system of
I'd like to start taking notes on as much as I can.
So while these two are really geeking out about urban planning, what are the others up to?
I'm going to an event where I'm going to be seen, right?
Mm-hmm.
I am non-stop just working my muscles, getting them as big as possible. So just press-ups, pull-ups, bicep curls, probably with the tree head, just working the muscles until they are... You know, like the scene in Game of Thrones where they both just did push-ups non-stop until the moment of filming and then threw up afterwards because they'd just been exercising so much. That's what Kalash is doing, so they're just absolutely ripped looking as they're going into this.
I thought you said you were going to be like cleaning yourself and licking yourself.
No.
Would you like a hand, good friend?
Yes, get on my back.
Then I am going to sit cross-legged on his back. And then continue to knit a scarf.
Contemplating doing the same thing and just look at Glenn like, no, I don't want to do that.
And what's Griffo up to?
Griffo is in his world of his old again. He's probably I haven't got a gem to make the homunculus, but I'm gonna make it to the point where when I go into town I can buy a gem. But it's gonna be a little tin toy soldier with a little gem shape in that I can put in so he's ready to be activated.
Oh, great.
Like
Okay.
from the Nutcracker.
Okay. So as you're kind of like both working out and discussing politics and making nutcrackers, then
Goes hand in hand.
Torgo is gesturing to continue on again. And as you abandon this plan, or not plan, but your kind of current activities and reach the edge of the forest, then you are immediately met with, a high, just not sensory overload, but definitely a high shift in senses, in that you are met by flashing lights and crowds and just like people everywhere. You see that there are like large, strange structures with like torrents of lights that are shining up into the sky. You see like people with signs and trying to beckon folks into kind of like test their buffets. You see gambling dens. It's Fuddleville is, like what happens in Fuddleville stays in Fuddleville. And Torgo is like, okay, a bit of a distraction from what I was hoping to get us to, but we've got a couple of hours to kill. And he kind of like looks at the sky. He's like, yeah, I think it's probably maybe 2-3 o'clock, and the party's not until 8. So I'm gonna go get ready. Do you need me for anything else? I should pay you. And he starts to kind of get out the individual coin purses that each have 50 GP in them.
Thanks.
And starts handing them
Alright.
out to each.
I'm gonna get the little business card for the restaurant and be like, this. Where is this?
And he's like, oh, it's up to you if you have time. It might take, we're in Fuddleville. It might take a couple hours to get there.
No.
Oh wait,
but-
no, that's in Toasting. Did you say?
Oh, sorry. Yes, it's in Toasting. Yes,
Oh, yeah,
Right.
yeah.
you're currently in Fuddleville.
And this
Ah.
is
Well,
is this a
toast.
like in itself just the Fuddleville section? Is this like a city size? Like, is it a huge area?
Yeah, so I would say like each neighborhood takes you about an hour to navigate and walk through. If you have something that can help you move quicker, then you can. But you can even see carts are moving down the streets pretty slowly. You also actually see a number of like food vending carts that are just like set up stationary and that are kind of like drawing in attention. But again, it takes about an hour to move from neighborhood to neighborhood. And Torg would also mention that. Oh, and actually, Oz is proud to have introduced both. We had the underground for a while, but we now have an overground, and kind of points to these lines and explains that those green dots are overground stops, and then the other colored dots are underground. So he's like, oh, if you're trying to get somewhere quickly, that's also a good way to go as well.
What
do you,
is
Wow.
do you mean
what is overground?
We are
like a
overground right now.
We
is
are
the
overground.
underground a sewer system?
And he's like, oh, of course. Oh, I'm so sorry. Yes, so overground. We are overground, but now imagine even more overground, as he explains, a train in the sky.
Wow.
And points
Said
to.
I could not fly. You were lying.
I didn't know that we
And he's
could
like, well,
fly.
to be clear, it's not in the sky. it's in the sky, but it's not. It's support. And he points to one of the kind of like the tall vertical towers that is supporting a track. And he's like, oh, see that there? That train will eventually kind of go on that. And you can see that it continues on.
Sister,
Like
I
in
forgive
the
you. You
trees,
were not lying.
But not trees.
Just start sketching it into my journal, like, oh my.
It's just this moment the toy maker is now becoming a train.
Gonna make a just sit there in the street and make a train.
Gonna make a train. Like,
So you each have a coin purse now with 50 GP in it.
Oh, we each have 50 GP. Oh.
Yeah, you were getting 50 at the destination. But he's like, I guess I could give you the full amount, but if you prefer, I can also give you the rest when I send you home, so that way you can, know I'm going to get you back if that works.
I want it now.
He's like, okay, yeah,
Wow.
of course.
No, I don't know. It's up to people. I
I know.
suppose.
How expensive are things in this place?
He's like, oh, here, I mean, things can be inexpensive, but I think you can also, if you really like a game of chance, then I think you could go through your money very quickly.
I'm
Oh
not
boy,
sure what that
this is-
means, but I want the money.
I heard games.
Oh, and he's like, yeah, of course. And so he kind of like goes to
Uh-oh.
each of your coin purses and again moves his hands in a way that there's some sort of magic, but you feel each of them start to get heavier with the full amount, twice as heavy if we're really be splitting hairs.
You can do that. I imagine there's a lot of places that do games of chance that don't let him in.
Mm.
Yeah.
Like games of chance, like snakes and ladders, or like rock paper scissors.
Something like that.
And I think
All
Glenn
right.
even making that point. Sorry, I would just say that Glenn making that point, he would say, "Oh, I would prefer if you didn't tell anyone that you saw me do this."
What, to make money from nothing? Sure.
He's like, "Yeah, Oz is pretty strict on who gets to do things like this, and this wasn't
Oh?
completely above board."
Uh-oh.
But again, that's it.
Is magic restricted here?
And he says, "Oh yes, very much so." And that's, I mean, case in point, I would get into a lot of trouble just being able to bring in that money from somewhere else. So don't tell anyone.
Can we use magic?
Okay.
Certainly.
Need not magic, but
How easy is it to get access to new magic, to learn of new
Oh,
magic
he's like,
here?
"Oh, I got stuck in about the like third form, but I think you can. It's a quick application process to then be granted access to then see the administration to then get the second form for the opportunity to apply for it. It's it's a time."
surely Glenn likes
Oh yeah,
forms,
he's
so-
like forms.
Ooh, forms. Forms and spreadsheets.
Maybe,
on.
but he's more just intrigued at the fact that all these marvels are here in front of him, and but magic is restricted. That is okay.
I slowly extend a claw towards Pogo. Your magic is restricted, but you can get us home, yes?
And he's like, "Yes, and that is also why I would prefer if you didn't tell anyone what has happened."
Good.
Oh,
Like me
'cause
getting
then
you
we'll
here,
be
or me getting you
arrested.
home.
And
Yes.
then
And if you cannot get us home, I will eat you.
He's like,
Yes.
"On that we can agree."
Good. I am going to go to one of these meat carts. I can smell them.
yeah, it's like
Just in case it comes up, are people not to know that you've been abroad in where we're from?
And he's like, "Yes, I mean, Oz does get the occasional visitor, but not by the means that we traveled." And you see a tiny insect eye wink, and says, "But no issue. Just maybe don't mention the means of which you got here."
If anyone asks us at the party, we're fairly strange individuals, I guess.
we're
Asks where we
abroad
came from.
on holiday.
We're on holiday. We're on
On holiday, that's perfect. Absolutely.
Holidays.
Let's go and spend all the money we've just earned then.
Yay! On
Okay, yeah,
this
it is.
meat.
You're pretty confident it's about 3 p.m. Or 2 to 3 p.m. The party is at the Emerald Citadel, which is at least about a 3-hour hike. So you've got about 2 hours to kill.
Well, no,
Up to you
I'm
how
gonna
you
go
want to
on
spend it.
the train.
Yeah, you need to go on a train.
We're gonna find out how to use the train in the sky.
He's like, "Okay, yeah, head that direction." And he points, and then says, "And I'll see you at the party." And bounces off and
Bye.
joins the crowd.
I don't think we're gonna go home. Well, he's gone.
I am just the fact that we're told we're not allowed to use magic makes me want to question why.
Turn.
Because it's dangerous and
Turn.
bad.
Scarf.
Does it just engulf my face? It just...
Designed for someone much bigger than yourself, yes.
How did you make this so quickly? It's longer than I am tall.
Magic!
No! No!
And then proceeded will just walk off towards the direction of town.
No!
Would you have actually used magic for making it?
No, just I am a.
Hills.
Okay.
Oh no!
It is just completely within the domain of what my god would ask of me is just to cause chaos.
Okay.
Oh no! Did he maybe fill all the forms in or something?
I don't know.
I kind of want to find some forms myself because then. But I mean, look at this place. I've never seen anything like this.
Jaw is down on the floor.
Griffo, you're a maker. I mean, we could when we get home, we can tell, and I'll point at my incredibly shit sketch of the overground train tracks. Just be we could take this back here. We could make a fortune.
It looks very fun, doesn't it?
It really does.
Yeah, and so I guess if you're heading towards the station, is that correct? You're heading towards the overground station
Food,
to travel?
then
Okay.
train.
Yeah, I will go to a cart and just whatever smells the meatiest. I'll let my nose guide me to.
Yeah. You'll follow.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
judge
you
the cooking that they're doing.
You see a cart that just says pies, but for some reason that seems to be the one that smells the most like meat. And you go over,
Meat pies.
and you are met with a. The only way to describe this is a sentient gingerbread man who is working at the cart, and he's standing and he's kind of getting close and they're packing up the pies, but you still very much get meat from it. And he kind of looks over to you at you. Kalash, and goes, so what do you want? What's you getting? And then he kind of gestures towards the meat pies.
Can I look
Meat.
from the pies to the man, to the pies to the man, and try and differentiate what's the difference between eating this and that?
Wander up behind him and just sniff. Does he smell like
"Oh,
gingerbread?
What are you doing? Get out of here! I'm trying to make a sale. Go in line."
Give me one of all of your meats.
And as you can see, gumdrops, they go, "Whoa." And he just goes and he says, I'm gonna need you to give me your gonna pay up first. It's gonna be and he counts with his gingerbread nub and he's like, it's gonna be about 10 GP, man.
I pick them out. I look to my sister to confirm I have counted correctly.
Yes,
And then good.
a few of
Yes,
those.
this is 10.
Wait, it's a lot for pies.
Is it?
I don't know. Yes. Inside
It's
check. It's a lot for
sure.
pies.
Sure,
Does
roll
it
an
smell like gingerbread?
It is shiny. This is
It's
a lot of
shiny,
shiny things
but
on
this-
meat.
How
Is
many
he actually
pies
made of
does he-
gingerbread?
He is he's like an oversized gingerbread man, very the Shrek movies type thing.
Yeah.
Gonna look up
Has
to-
he
to-
had
to the-
10 pies? Is there 10 pies here?
Oh yeah, he's got a bunch of different options. They all seem to be fish but yes.
Do you
I'm gonna
like
look up
fish?
to the two more sensible people here and
Got
just
12 on the inside.
You're eating one of the pies.
no standing
okay.
directly behind this gingerbread
Oh, I see
man.
him gesturing
going,
about. Gotcha.
Salivating because I want a pie and a bread and a gingerbread man. But yeah, I got a.
I
12.
very much shake my head because of one, murder is bad, and
Oh.
I just
But he's made of cookie.
But they're
ginger
made of
just makes me
cookies.
flare up. So
But he's made of cookie. It's not murder when it's cookie.
Listen,
a very grey area of.
it's kind of a brown and like
Okay.
with like red gumdrops.
Feel like if
Okay.
it can talk, we shouldn't.
Yes,
never
no,
been a
you're
problem
right.
for me.
I said it was a person owl. You can't eat the person owl. You cannot eat the person cookie. That's not
Oh, okay. Gonna
no.
put my hand on his head and just, where do I get thing that tastes like you?
And he kind of gestures like, yeah, hey, okay, I don't know what you're asking about, but all I do is sell pies here.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
we come from. We eat you. No, not you, but.
Things like you.
He's like, okay, well, you can go get things like me over in toasting. All right, get out of here. And he goes
Toasting.
back to
Toasted!
to now his insight check. You do recognize that it seems a bit expensive, but also in now looking at the coins in the coin purse, you recognize a GP is also, it seems to be a coin with a profile of a man's head with a top hat, and the illustration of a large structure like a castle, but it says 1 green penny, so it seems to be a GP is not a gold piece here, but actually this green coin called a green penny.
Oh, GP green. Oh, yeah. Yes, you pay the gingerbread man.
Okay.
10
Yeah,
of them.
And
He's
this
like,
is
I'm good.
Yep.
I'm glad we're seeing some reason. Okay, and then he takes your
Yes,
coins
I
and puts them away.
apologize. We
And
like
he's like, "Hey, don't worry about it.
You
You
smell
don't
very
seem like
nice.
you're around with me here. Thank you."
That's
No,
okay.
we are on holiday.
We're on holiday.
And he's like, "Oh yeah, everyone comes to Fiddleville for holiday. It just makes sense, you know. It's like a fun
Yes.
time, okay?"
Great.
Yes,
We're looking for
we have
train in the trees. No, in the sky. No, on the pillars.
He's like, "Oh, you're taking
Overground.
overground. Oh, and he sees like little gingerbread hands. Goes, "Oh, fancy. Okay, yeah, sure. Well, good for you. Yeah, you know what? You're in town here. You might as well see it. So yeah, you just kind of head back there and then turn and he starts directing you towards where to go.
Did you
As
make these?
Kalash is given a bag of pies.
Nice. Did you make these
Cute.
pies?
He's like, "I do. Thank you
Did
for
you
asking."
make the pies with no thumbs?
He's like, "Hey, I don't tell my secrets. I'm not gonna ask you your secrets."
Okay. Well, my secret is I catch it and cook it myself.
He's like, "I catch mine too. I got all the fish here. That's me. That's your boy."
Nice. I take a pie out the back. Kalash just be like, oh, good pie.
And on the gingerbread man's shoulder, and I said, "You are my boy now. You are my son forever. You have named it, and I accept."
What do you want
He's
about?
like, "Okay,
What are you saying?
you're a touchy group, and I gotta respect that maybe it's just a boundaries thing, but I'm gonna say I'm not your boy."
Okay, and I would like to try and very gently.
No, I need to take the hand and lead him
You
away.
want gingerbread? Okay.
No.
Okay.
No. I can see what was happening there. No. Eat your pies.
Okay.
Okay.
No
Okay.
murder. It's a person
Again, I
cookie. We don't eat those.
I've just
We
sketched.
sometimes do.
No.
Okay.
I've sketched
Fair.
this guy and
He was
his
nice, though.
little stall and just scratched into the side. It's like, how is it alive? Question mark.
It's a person cookie. You ask too many questions.
We go see the train. I'm very excited.
Let's get to the train.
Can I,
At this point, then I'm gonna come back with however many cookies worth I can get for 10 gold pieces or
Like, once you
green
get to
pieces.
toasting, or
I have ran off the toaster. Yes.
oh, well, that's gonna take a couple hours. You're gonna have to.
Oh no,
On the map,
toasting.
have a look.
Toasting
Toasting is
is a
Yeah, it's a whole other
neighborhood
corner.
away.
Oh yes, sorry, I should have clarified to
Yeah, no.
Gunnar. Toasting is another neighborhood that
But
is where.
cookie. Oh.
You could. I cannot do this well. I look down to one of the glasses. Can we get to toasting and be back in time for a party?
one of the classes. As in,
How
the
much
one who
to
are
buy
wearing the
your leg?
glasses?
Can
The
it'll
one
it'll,
wearing the glasses.
it'll There doesn't appear to be any of these the transport going to toasting, but we could go to Southwatch and move from there. Might be a bit quicker. I don't know.
What are we watching south is the question.
Slave to capitalism.
We take overground to south.
Legs.
What you
Was that-
I'm talking to the cookie man.
Okay. We've taken him with us. No, we haven't.
He's like, you're still here? Go at your pies. Go to the
Yeah,
train. I don't
we're
care.
gonna leave
I
the
would like
cookie
to
man.
buy one of your legs. How much for one of your legs?
No.
He's like, okay, I got one of my legs back here, and he goes and grabs a pie and he hands it to you. He's like, here's one of my legs, okay? And he takes it. He's like, go.
You are very generous.
He's like, I know, I'm a gift. Go, leave.
I'm gonna eat a pie.
Look at that! I managed to scam a guy out of a pie.
I think as we walk off, I like to think that he's just like, goddamn tourists.
Probably.
Yeah.
That's my son you're talking about.
No, he's not. I don't know where you came with that idea.
Well, Your son's not too smart.
I couldn't understand. Can I eat a pie?
Was it alive?
Does everybody want a pie?
Yes.
Many pies. I would like to take a bite of each of them, but then you are welcome.
I have any
fine.
that aren't with fish. It tends to it doesn't react well with me.
What
Okay.
do you eat?
That one has fish.
Ice cakes.
That one also has fish. And just keep doing that.
And you get through all 10 and they've all got fish. Now they're like varying root vegetables, and some have potatoes, and some have like a lighter sauce. Some have a tomato sauce. Like it's a mix.
They all have fish.
I'll take a root vegetable pie.
With
Okay.
fish. What?
Oh, if they all have fish, then I'll have a bit of the pastry and that's it.
Wow.
I know so many picky eaters who would just like.
Yeah, I mean, Phil and
Me.
yeah.
I mean, I like fish. I'm exaggerating somewhat,
Same.
but aren't we
You don't
all
like-
extensions of?
You only like fish and batter. That's not.
Isn't that what this is? Essentially, like a fish and batter with also
Yeah,
some other
I
things in
guess.
it. What are
My-
pies if not battered fruit?
Yeah.
Am I
But yeah,
able to
so
use
if we want to
minor
get to
illusion to convince him that the pie that I have is meat?
There we go.
sure. What do I need to?
I guess roll a perception check against his spell save DC.
Mm-hmm.
12.
That'll save is 13.
This is really nice.
And I'm gonna wait until he gets to the very last bite and he's about to swallow it, and then I'm just gonna drop the illusion.
I felt. I think. Is it stuffy in here? My breathing's a little. This.
Fish.
I think the glasses man is about to shit himself.
I start scraping at my tongue to get too
I thought we
late
were
now.
gonna discover that Glenn had like a full allergy.
Oh, it's fine. I'll just put my hand on his face and just cast Mending over and over until he stops panicking.
Mending.
Yeah.
on his like larger or like greater lower intestines. What are we mending here?
Glasses.
Oh no, I'm leaving his glasses broken.
Could have met any time.
So as you continue towards the overground station, I think maybe one point of notice that would stand out is you do see what would be described as a herd of hippos, but they seem to all be well dressed. Some are wearing bright blues, and the other two are wearing like purple. And they're walking. Don't pay you any mind, but they seem to have been coming from the overground, which you can see is a multi-tiered staircase. There also seems to be like a very simple, what we would recognize as an elevator shaft, but you see a couple people go in, and the rest of you recognize that box is now moving up to the upper level towards where that train track is.
And
There's
when you say hippos, are you like anthropomorphic hippos or just hippos that are?
I mean, there are 4 of them, and they're all walking on all 4s. But they all are wearing, like, 2 have bowler caps on, 1 has like a sun hat on, and then the 4th is
Yeah.
I mean, not wearing a hat. I'm really focused on hats with these hippos.
What kind of hat?
Fair.
It's at
All the
this
meat
point.
is wearing clothes.
Yes, I know. It's at this point I look at my brother and it's like, I think these are like hippo people. I'm very confused. I don't
Why
know
is
what
all
we
the meat people?
I don't know. I don't know why we should we eat them or we don't eat them? What do we eat? What do people eat if not these? I don't.
This place doesn't make sense. So we just had. What if there are
What if
there
the
are fish
had
people
hats?
in Oz?
Exactly. What if the fish had hats? And
Is this a
waistcoats?
cannibal district? If there are fish
Ooh.
people as well, like
Does that mean we can eat the hippo people? With the hats?
Maybe at the party they tell us what meat we can eat.
I think we should strictly, like, no matter what kind of person we interact with, we just no eating people we interact
No.
Eat
those we interact
all
with.
kinds of meat. Understood.
No. Not if they speak.
What if they used to speak?
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm gonna start working out ready for party.
A foreign land. Let's just until we know what's acceptable. We should just be careful and definitely not eat anything that
Okay.
isn't specifically presented as food. Okay,
Yes.
like as in for sale or offered as food. Okay.
Sure, that's okay. Until we come across those forms
Just
of
look at-
questionable things.
Look at
we'll-
Griffo like for help.
Okay. You are young but wise. I think. No.
Yeah.
And I assume Griffo is now leading the way with the focus on the trains. Griffo, you find the ticket booth, or it actually maybe a ticket center is a better way to describe it. As you enter, there are large planters full of flowers. Like, the space is clean. There's actually a small group playing instruments in the corner, all in suits, and you can see kind of cordoned off, I don't know, direction, like a queue that leads up to a ticket booth, which is currently empty, but there is a woman behind the glass who is wearing green, and she is sitting and sees you maybe looking around for the right spot. She kind of flags you down.
Where are we going again? Before I go to ticket booth.
If we want to go to toasting, then Southwatch.
Southwatch. Okay.
No, we're not going to toasting. We're going to the. Do we have time?
Yeah, well, it's only 2:00, isn't it? The transport will probably be quick and.
Oh, all right. Okay.
Yeah, the transport takes about half an hour, so it's going to take half the time as it would be to walk, and kind of getting you that way anyway. So it's up to you. Depends on where you want to go.
Okay.
Let's go.
Southwatch.
Hey, the
Okay.
restaurant. The owl.
And the woman looks at you, Nala, and to you, Griffo, is like, "Hello, yes. How may I help you? Okay." And she kind of looks through the glass, and she's like, "Toasting, okay." And she kind of repeats back to you what you kind of already deduced, which is, well, I mean, you can take the stop to Southwatch and then head north. So she's like, and for the 5 of you, so that's 25 GP.
Each or between us?
No, total.
Right, yeah,
Okay.
5 each then.
Cool.
Do it.
Do the trains run often? I don't know what a train is. What is a train?
This is right.
She's like, oh yes, a train, wonderful. So imagine a cart, but it's instead of the wheels just going on the road, then they are actually locked to a specific, what we call a track. So if you've ever seen a mine cart, it's like that, but much larger and smoother and comfortable.
It's just writing it all down.
And she's like, I mean, have you ever, if a train is new for you, then One, I don't know where have you been all this time, but more importantly, have you ever seen an elevator?
What's an
Can we
elevator?
eat it?
She's like, you cannot, and I will show you. So she actually kind of like
That's
closes up
quite a
because it's quiet right now. So she flips the sign to say be back in 5 minutes, and she kind of like comes out through the kind of secure door, and giving you each of your tickets. Then she kind of goes over to what just looks like a set of double doors, and she hits a simple button, and after a few moments and a lot of kind of like clunking sounds, then very slowly 2 doors open. Very large, probably large enough to fit at least those 2 hippos, maybe even 3. And she says this will take you up to the platform where the train is, and you don't even have to walk up all those stairs.
What? We climb.
Oh.
We climb the.
Is this
Oh.
magic? Is this
Yes,
magic
that's
or
good.
engineering?
She says, no, it's the power of science.
Science.
Ugh.
It writes like SYENCE. It's a question mark.
Sans, because the English language is odd. Okay.
Now, did you want to stop at one of the other levels? Like we have a small restaurant. There's
levels?
also a gift shop. Yes.
There's a
Good.
gift shop.
What is a gift shop?
Can I eat
Like a
this
shop.
restaurant?
Full of gifts. And she says there are some takeaway chocolates, I believe, and at least like biscuit tins. So if you're looking for something like that, then the gift shop would make sense.
Do you
I
sell
can't
the
have
train?
chocolate. I get very sick.
And she's like, oh, very well.
Biscuits. Yeah, we could do with
Biscuits?
that as well. Yeah.
Like
'cause-
the man. Straight into
Yes.
the elevator.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
don't have to go to
that is
toasting. There is biscuits
exactly
here.
what I'm thinking. I need to work out that whole cannibalistic element and find if there's
Yeah,
any junior
exactly.
biscuits up there.
Like my brain is about to implode. I feel because like we can't eat this one, but we can eat this one.
I got confused and started eating everybody.
We're on holiday. We've not been here before. What is in Southwatch? If we're going to be getting off there, what's Southwatch all about?
He's like, great question. It's actually the like Southern Training Center for the Watcher Folk, which is kind of our community like civil servants. So there's a lot of like kind of trainees you'll see. Those see the black cloaks with their kind of like yellow banners that say trainee, as well as the kind of like full-time watchers, as well as kind of like other kind of like historical monuments as well, some old forts and such. So a real historical stop. Lovely change of pace from Fuddleville.
My friend, what is your name?
And she says, oh, my name is Fred.
Fred. I understood about half of the words you just said.
And she says, which ones did you get?
Fort, banner, and yellow.
She says, oh, lovely. Okay. Watcher folk, do you understand civil servants?
100%
they,
not. Servants, yes. Civility.
servants that are really nice because
What?
they're civil.
She's like, okay, yes. Perfect. Yeah. So you think of like people who help with fires or with like conflict resolutions or like finding things that are lost. That is what a watcher is, or a watcher folk, if you will. And that's where many of them are trained, is in Southwatch.
I looked towards my sister. I find things that are lost.
Yes.
And she's like, sorry, have you lost something?
No, and stop asking.
Wow!
Wow.
There's like this sudden like the hair like puffballs around.
I feel like this is backstory that I should know, but I do not.
I'm 100% inventing backstory.
Oh, okay. Maybe we can find it.
Thank you, miss. What level is? Could we get biscuits?
She says, oh, the gift shop is on level 2. And then the tracks are on level 4. Sure. And as the doors close on her, she's like, have a great time, and then you just like, close it shut, and then you hear they like
Yeah, literally just all of us just.
Can I voluntarily make a Constitution saving throw? I've just eaten many pies worth of fish. 16.
Okay, so I think all of you are met with a sensation
Go,
of like a drop.
I'm gonna turn
as
to
this-
Nala, grab her, and go.
Yeah, you quickly recognize you're in a closed box, and it's moving slowly, and it kind of like lurches as it kind of like takes its way up, and slowly
Not scared
stops.
at all. I'm just joining in with the chaos.
Ah!
Oh.
Question.
Scratch at the door
With the
until it lets
elevator
me out.
music.
There's no elevator music, unfortunately. I mean, but you can add your own if you'd like to.
That's something that we can do when we take this back home.
We're never taking this anywhere. This is scary.
I'm just
Scratch.
quite
I like the
excited
idea
to
of it's
get
Wow.
only moving.
Get out.
It's only moving at like 1 mile an hour.
It's like me when I went on the London Eye. It's the slowest wheel in the world, but it was a death-defying thrill ride because I don't like heights.
Yeah.
There. I should also warn you that you've only gone up half the full height, so you're either taking the stairs or you're continuing on doing this again, because as the doors open, you're met with just like sights of bright colors, as you can see shirts and dresses and hats, all these like sorts of like things emblazoned with the words Fuddleville. You've got tins of cookies and kind of like novelty mugs. It's all very much this is you're leaving Fuddleville and you want a keepsake. This is a good way to get it. You see a bored
Yes
woman
to all.
behind the till.
running in there.
Grabbing literally everything that is sparkly and bright.
Okay,
Is there like little model train set? In
Oh
the
my
gift?
god.
there are
I'm buying them.
of both the queue line or the like underground car that is like all emblazoned with red, and then you've also got the like much shinier and more chrome covered E line, which is the green line.
I buy both of them.
Okay, yeah, and each of those are 10 GP.
I'll gladly take that money up.
Okay, and the board attendee is like, okay, and then takes the money, and then just kind of waits and looks at you.
I wait,
Anything else? Okay.
and then I go, and I'm happy.
Okay, yeah, as you have now these like two model trains of, one you're going to take and the other that's nearby. What is everyone else grabbing? It sounds like Gunnar is grabbing novelty shirts.
I would like 90 GP worth of the gaudiest, brightest, most disgusting looking crap that is available in this place, please.
So you recognize that of the clothing, there's lots of like neutrals with like small hits of color, and those are maybe like 10 to 15 GP. Whereas if you get a shirt that is like full bright color, that is probably over 100 GP on its own. So the amount of color something has is naturally going to cost more, even just from looking at these clothing. So if you want like a pale pink, then you could probably get that for 90 with like the bright red Fuddleville written on the middle. But if you
Is there an exceedingly gaudy dress that I can afford for 100 GP?
yes, but it's excessively small. Like it's
Real
just the amount of
money.
fabric that's included. So you're maybe
I wasn't asking for it for me.
okay. Well, it's more of a
yeah.
tank top on you, so that's what you're looking at.
Tank top.
Can I grab it?
Tank top on.
Literally just walk up to the person, just slam the bag down, and then just walk back over to Nala and arms up. And just thump.
Okay, you can tell that this was maybe made for like mammals of a smaller size, because
It just kind of like she is like small, but yeah.
yeah, it's like what was probably like a nice evening gown, or maybe like a gaudy evening gown on like a beaver or a badger. It is going to be just kind of like a shirt on you, but it is bright red and it has sequins that make like starbursts and also Fuddleville around the trim.
Oh.
You look wonderful, darling. Fabulous. Absolutely breathtaking.
And to confirm, Gunnar, you've now used up all of your money.
Yes.
Great.
They're not gold pieces. I feel swindled. Bullshit.
They'll lean down to you and go, you understand the word swindled?
I think so. I think it's a form of food.
100%.
I mean, I'm assuming in the advertisement it was GP, so we all assumed it was gold.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh yes.
But I'm
But
far
now
too
I
different.
now
Like
I'm
20
enjoying
gold
spending
pieces,
my fun
essentially.
tokens.
Yeah, it is very much, isn't it?
Yeah.
Biscuits? I'd look for a biscuit.
Yep, there's tons of
Vendor.
tins shaped like different casinos or like different novelty locations in Fuddleville that are all filled with different biscuits and cookies and
And
stuff.
I'm essentially looking not to buy, but just to check if there are ginger biscuits on sale anywhere.
There are, but they aren't shaped like gingerbread men, if that makes sense or if that helps.
Oh, that makes it easier to understand which is not to eat and not.
I said a note in there like ginger biscuits available, no connection to living gingerbread man. Is this cannibalism or not? Question mark.
There. And sorry, Kalash, what's up?
I don't know what's funnier. Is there either a snow globe or multiple snow globes or like commemorative glasses?
So I think there are snow globes. There are also those glasses that have the kind of like liquid in the middle where you kind of like, if you pour it, it kind of like the glitter liquid kind of like shifts within it, if that makes sense. So
Yeah. I think we're going snow globe. I go up to one of the snow globes. I just look at it. How much does it cost?
15 GP.
I just stare at it with like the big kitten eyes again.
And you yeah, I mean, I think the woman now paying attention is like, hey, don't do that. Hey,
Can I catch it before like?
roll a dexterity save. Yeah.
Okay. 11. That's not very good. I got +5.
Okay, let's see.
11.
No, it is not enough. I think you dive for it, but I think it smashes before you catch it. And she's like, you gotta pay for that.
Plausible
Worth it.
deniability. I'm gonna go.
Worth it, and I put 15 gold pieces.
Okay.
Please stop breaking things.
No.
Yeah. Okay. Fine.
So she goes and gets the mop and starts cleaning up.
I just watch her. I watch her while I stand very dangerously close to another snow globe. I don't do it, but I just let it hang.
Okay.
I've got a flower crown now. Have I got the flower crown? I
Mhm.
said, okay, cool. I was going to buy a hat. Should all these people have a hat on? I think people should have hats. Who doesn't have a hat?
I will wear a hat if you want me to, sister.
I don't know. No, there's too much hair on your head
Okay.
for a hat.
Hmm.
I buy a little hat. Eh.
A little hat, like a tiny hat, like for mice and
Well,
rodents.
I don't know. How big is Glenn's head? Is the question.
Glyn, it's actually quite big for his size.
Ah. Well, there you go. I don't want to spend my own money. Glyn, you should buy a hat.
I only wear it I only wear hats if there's a lot of sunshine.
Yeah, but
I burn very
formal-
easily.
It's a formal occasion, and we're going to meet that princess. Everybody's wearing a hat. You should wear a hat.
Glyn is overly smart for someone who's been walking in the woods anyway.
What about Griffo?
I mean, Griffo was literally standing there playing with the toy train, just like
Oh.
not understanding what the train is, but like just moving it around in the air.
Making horse clopping noises as it moves along.
Well, if you make a tiny tank, then I think you could infer that it's like similar to this tiny tank
Yeah,
as far as it
yeah.
rolling along.
Okay.
Maybe trying to find the flamethrower in this tiny underground car. It's like, where is the weapon?
I'm just happy.
Is there any cooking utensils in this gift shop?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, there's a number of wood cooking utensils that have in that kind of like burnt engraving the word Fuddleville.
Yes. Is they expensive?
Like 5 GP each.
I have one of those and the mug.
Okay. Yeah, I think that works out to be about 10
Okay.
to 12 GP. For
Yes.
the mug, like a regular coffee mug,
Yes.
which has the kind of like Fuddleville branding on it, as well as the emblazoned. Do you want a spatula? Do you want a mixing spoon? What are you buying?
Ooh. A mixing spoon.
Okay. There's also salad tongs. It's up to you.
Ooh. A mixing spoon.
Okay. Yeah,
Yes.
reasonable.
Okay.
So the woman who's like been cleaning up, like as you stand over by the till, the woman who's been cleaning up is like, and then has like walk back over and then do the exchange and then goes back and continues cleaning up. And she's like, please, like, please.
Please.
I would like to buy this one. I will not do it here, but I'll buy this one. And I'm going to take it with me. And I'm going to do it somewhere else.
Okay.
Maybe
You
have
should
one
break
that-
it here.
I really want to break it here, but
Smash it on the floor.
no.
Wait.
There will be a better place to smash it.
There's no better place than right at her feet.
No. You're right.
Uh-oh.
I look towards my sister and she like familiar look in my eyes of, I want to cause trouble.
You got the whole Jack Nicholson face on of.
I'm going to walk.
I just about managed to bag the one that I bought and then walked back over to just push another one up.
And she's like, please leave. Just please, all of you.
We go now. We go.
Go.
Yeah.
We go now. Yes.
We need. Let's get the next train. Come on.
I gave her the cost of all of the ones I broke and stole.
Oh, sure. So you just like leave a stack of
Stolen!
pennies.
So
At
bought and destroyed, not stole.
Because then they don't
So leaving the stack of coins, there's the stairs. Like there's a clear directional sign towards the stairs. There's also like the
stairs.
elevator that you just came from.
No, they're going
Elevator.
out again. Nope.
Yeah.
Elevator.
It's gonna
No.
just guide you towards the elevator. It's like
Me?
this way. Yes.
I will
These
scratch
three.
your fucking eyes out. Get off me.
That is worth it. That's
Nope.
fine. I will continue to do the procedure.
I will like look at the elevator in the same way I would face a giant enemy and go, I will conquer you. And walk into it.
Just like stop it. Okay. Okay, so we briefly split the party. As,
Yeah.
You cannot let your brother go alone.
Oh yeah,
I'm
I'm
going
taking the
upstairs.
elevator. Absolutely,
Stairs.
this is a engineering and/or magical marvel.
And Griffo, are you taking the elevator as well?
Taking it, yeah.
Okay, so then I guess I want knowledge roll and acrobatics check to see if you can beat the elevator up as the doors close
Absolutely.
and continue up and stop at the third floor, ding, and then continue up to the top floor.
Another
So-
Constitution saving.
Yes, absolutely. Roll that while we find out how Nala did.
Oh, you're going. Okay, what am I doing?
I'm doing alright.
Acrobatics or
Yeah, acrobatics or athletics to like sprint up the stairs, like or like bounce between. Like it's up to
Yeah,
you.
I can. Boop, 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 boop. Yeah, I can do that. Yeah, why not? Oh no, it's a 14.
Okay, not bad, but I think you get up just as the doors are opening and are maybe not out of breath, but I think recognizing, oh, I put in a lot of effort and they got here at the same time as the doors open.
Okay.
How did Kalish do?
22 on my Constitution saving throw.
Okay, very confidently striding out of these two doors opening is Kalish and the rest of the group as you've survived another excursion up the elevator. You can see that the platform leads into, even looking through the glass, you can see that there's a restaurant that seems to be just a little bit higher that overlooks the tracks because it goes in both directions. And you can see that you are standing in the middle, so you could actually catch either train just based on being where you are. But there are clear indicators is heading like west towards Toasting, and then the further towards South Watch and the further stops, or north, which is taking you into Munchkin District and that. So waiting for the train, it comes pretty promptly. Getting on as the doors open, you see this large chrome train with green siding and green seats inside. Is that correct?
No horses. There's no horses. How is this?
Just loving
This
every
is-
second.
This is amazing. This is what happens if there's more people like yourself, Griffo. This is amazing.
We shouldn't be in enclosed spaces.
I've defeated Elevator. I will defeat the Overground. I should not have eaten so much fish.
No, you should never eat so much fish.
No,
No.
I realize just now.
I realized it 4 months ago.
It was good. It was really
Nope.
good. Anyway.
No, it was not good.
Just everyone in.
So you enter the train car, and it is similar to the entrance of the ticket booth downstairs. There are a number of like fixed stands with flower bouquets inside. The seating is nice and kind of like just like soft crushed velvet with well-maintained seats and actually carpet that goes down between the seating. But you can see that it's in pairs, and every so often the pairs face each other for like a quartet to kind of like sit at a table. It actually seems pretty empty. You do every once in a while notice kind of like down at the distance there are like a couple who are sitting in well-dressed in bright colors, but it is sparse. This is not heavily used, or at least the car isn't right now. Is there anything that you want to do whilst you travel one stop west for the next 30 minutes?
I sit next to a window, like kneeling on the seat, and I eagerly stare out the window.
Yeah, I am listening to everything, trying to figure out how it works. What is there magic involved? Is there like what is this scientific mumbo jumbo?
I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. What are you doing?
In a flaw that I've decided now is going to follow this character, I would like to make a Constitution save.
Okay.
He's why you shouldn't drink.
8.
There's the number you were
Bullshit.
looking for.
There we go. You're after that one.
Okay. On the fancy train. So as it is lurching to a stop at South Watch, I guess Griffo, you would recognize, like looking out the window, you can see the neighborhood pretty quickly change from that kind of dense kind of like lights and sounds of Fuddleville into what looks more kind of quaint and smaller buildings, lots of stone. I guess one of the points I should have mentioned this entire time is all of the roads are paved or essentially like laid with yellow bricks. So the entire town is kind of like separated or divided up or just kind of carved out with these yellow bricks. And you can actually see that really well from this view, Griffo. And at the distance, you can even see beyond kind of like what looks like green is this kind of like green spired building or structure that is almost certainly the Emerald Citadel that is listed on your tickets. And as you're about to tell the rest of the group, oh, hey, I think that's like where the party is, then I guess the question is, what does Kalash do with a failing Constitution save?
I think on an 8, I just about make it off of a train or to a window to just bring up all of the pie, just exits my body without any grace. But just enough that it's not in the fancy train, I get it outside.
Unfortunately, your plan to go out the window, you didn't realize that it actually doesn't push open, so you don't have enough time.
Smash! Can I try and smash
great.
out?
Yep. Yeah, roll an attack roll.
Wow.
Okay.
That's why we don't have fish.
I'm not gonna rage. I'm just gonna use my claws. It's a 16.
Okay, yeah, that hits. So now roll your damage to make sure that you...
That is 7 points with just my lion claws. Just
Okay, so I think you end up, it cracks enough, like it's not like the whole thing falls, but you do enough that I think the pressure of your vomit pushes through the fractured glass, still making a mess. Like this is absolutely still shock and awe for everyone.
I'm gonna walk over and go, good kitty. Good kitty. It's I know. And then when he eventually moves away, Mendon.
Oh, cool. Okay, great.
Oh, the.
Now let's.
Oh.
I just want to see if there's anybody nearby.
Or if there is, I'm making eye contact with them while going, good kitty.
Okay. Yeah, so you see that couple that was sitting at the distance at the back of the train. They've also gotten off at the stop. And seeing Gunnar kind of like do, well, I mean, like, I think Kalish throwing up through the window or like this whole is like drawing the attention. They're trying to get away, but they also see Gunnar fix the train and kind of like using this magic. And they, you recognize, I think everyone sees that this is like, they're uncomfortable, even more so by the magic on display than by the vomit. But they hurry down the stairs. The rest of
Not
you,
supposed
what do you
to.
want to do?
Stop fixing things.
Oh, okay.
You're
And
not
then
supposed
I'll
to.
smash
Oh,
the window
no,
again.
you're not supposed to.
I'll take my
Leave
mace
them
and I'll just
go.
smash the window again.
Leave it as not what I meant.
Please don't break the train. I really like the train.
What's left of the window, I use a claw to etch in. Basically, I put a tally chart of Overground versus Kalash, and I put 1 for the train and a 0 for me.
Okay.
Okay,
We'll get
no,
it.
we have to
I
go
was gonna-
off now.
It's gonna turn to him and
Let's go,
just be,
please.
we'll get it next time, buddy, and just high five him.
I will defeat the Overground.
Being the
Please.
damage, I am now sad.
I
I
have already got off the train.
Yeah, I want to like tell the smart ones. The.
Oh, I'm
Stop saying the glasses.
I'm very wise. I am just a troublemaker.
Nope, not gonna talk to you.
I am not.
No, I would talk to the smart ones and be like, please, they are using magic and it's not nice. It's not good. We're going to die. Please.
Yeah, well,
So good.
it's just don't associate if they're gonna break things. It's north from here to get to the free food shop, so we could go. You could go that way, unless we want to have a look at one of the forts or something. I don't know.
Food.
Food. Okay. All right.
So are you going to walk down the stairs or take the elevator?
Stairs.
Yes.
Elevator.
And I will murder anyone who stops me.
Okay, so Griffo, I'm
Mm,
assuming
me
taking the
too.
elevator.
Yeah.
Okay, great. And sorry, Gunnar?
Ben.
I am getting into the escalator. Yeah, sorry, the elevator.
Elevator.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
So a party divided. I guess the question is, are Kalish and Nala trying to beat the others down the stairs?
Yes. I know
Okay.
what's happening now. I'm going to beat it.
Okay.
30 seconds, I'm like, no, and then I'm like, yes, competition, and then I go for it.
If I don't roll well, I will use a key point.
Okay. Yeah, roll an acrobatics check, both of you.
Can I
You just try to
argue
maintain
for...
your balance as you're running down the stairs.
Yeah.
Fair enough, yeah.
Mine is like sliding down the banister and all that stuff.
I'm 18.
24.
Okay. Ooh, okay, great.
Whee!
So I think you two, like children in a space, just sprinting down the stairs as the other three are just like, actually, I don't know. What are the other three doing inside the elevator while you wait?
Enjoy it. Yeah, being like, it should kind of, it shouldn't interfere with conversation. It should be very light, like.
Should be light. And we can change it up like on a day-to-day basis. You have like a monthly theme.
The other two are
like-
at the bottom as the doors open and you hear the three of them. Yeah, panting. You've done it. You've made it. You've beaten them as the doors open, and the three of them are just like swaying there to their music.
I win.
And
I win.
the two of you who sprinted were going in such haste that as you probably didn't even notice behind you, but the three who are now looking past both Nala and Kalash can see that beyond the doors of the elevator, beyond your party, there seems to be a small mass of cloaked figures with kind of like black caps and black cloaks over top with silver badges, as you are pretty sure that some sort of authorities have been called and are now being drawn to your position. And I think that's where we'll stop, as you are in risk of being arrested.
Arrested? The worst possible place to go
We
smashing.
are on holiday.
Every fuck, why can't British people just go on holiday like normal?
Oh boy. Okay. All right then.
Oh god.
I thought I'd be the one that ended up doing magic and
Oh no. I can't. Okay.
Well, thanks for playing.
That was brilliant. That was excellent.
Oh no. That's so
Oh,
Chaos.
chaos.
Yeah.
I can only apologise if you were hoping we would get to the party before the stream finished.
No.
Oh yes, let's get a train to the Emerald Citadel and let's just go directly there.
And you know what the worst thing is? The entire reason we're gonna get arrested is for me doing the only good thing that my character's done the entire stream, which is repairing something.
I vandalized a window after vomiting through it onto God knows what that was lying below us.
Oh.
Well, yeah, I think you at least got onto the tracks, or like onto the
Okay.
platform, onto the
Okay.
platform,
Okay.
but still not
It's
ideal.
just sat on the platform. I've been in that train station before, yep.
Now you know the backstory behind it. This is all an origin story for that train.
Lots of fish.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fish pies.
Oh my god.
Oh, that was excellent.
That was a lot
Yeah,
of
if we
fun.
have
Thank
a
you very
chance
much.
at some point, we can continue on and
Oh,
see
yeah.
if we can get
I
to that
would
party.
very much
Yes.
like to
I'm
do-
up for it.
do more of this. There's just so much to figure out on like what is food and what is people in this land.
Fair.
I mean, I'm sure
Absolutely.
there's far more things to get interested in, but I'm just like, if there's a gingerbread man and the ginger biscuits, is it like what happens if they
As opposed to Kalash, who is very much of the opinion that all of you are food.
everything
Well,
is
exactly.
food? Yeah,
Everything is food.
Fair.
I think giving a ticket to a birthday party of one of the royals is to someone who might eat anyone on the guest list
Don't eat it.
is very dangerous.
I really hope that
they're
they're like tiny creatures like beavers or something like that try to arrest me, and I'm just like, just step over them.
Oh.
Well, when we pick up, I'll set the scene for what the Watcher folk kind of like look like as a mass, but that's what we're picking up. In the South Watch, the garrison training neighborhood is where you
Yeah.
where you
Yeah.
Definitely the
set up
worst
in that
place
area.
to get the authorities called on you, I think.
No, it's the best place. I'm doing them a favor by reducing the amount of distance they've got to take me to.
Yeah. We have just met you. We're going to leave you there.
That's fine.
Bye.
That is completely fine.
Oh, that was amazing.
Yeah, thank
It was
you,
a lot of
Andrew.
fun.
That was
See, Andrew, I
Thank you,
didn't
Andrew.
cry.
That was a lot of fun.
I cried at the end, so it was laugh cry, but
Oh,
it was
great.
still a cry.
What I'm hoping for.
Well done.
There you go. Thank you. Yeah, thanks for playing and exploring Oz a bit. I know we've only kind of got to 2 neighborhoods, but there's
That's
a bunch
amazing.
more, and
I-
that's yeah.
I genuinely
We'll have to do it again then, and,
Can't wait
and
for this.
go further as
Book.
we flee the law.
Yeah. I genuinely can't wait for this book. And we're gonna do the second or however many halves.
How many
Well,
halves?
I guess we'll
Andrew's
just have to consult when.
to put up with us, maybe.
It's alright.
Well,
Andrew, my one shot became a whole campaign. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, if you get to the party next session, then we'll see. If you don't get to the party, if you choose to never actually go, I mean, I guess it'll happen whether you go.
Then
or
it will
not,
just
but-
be a forever game. I understand what you're saying. Okay, cool.
Yes, absolutely.
Good to know. Amazing. There you go. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you so much, Andrew.
Oh yeah, thank you for having me. Thanks
I'm
for
gonna
exploring.
be pre-ordering your book.
Oh, thanks.
Yay!
And
How
wait,
can you-
can we-
How can you do that, Bree?
Oh my god, that is, it's bad. Okay, yeah, we've put the link in the chat right now, where you can pre-order Oz. I think Ben, you've also put the Neverland link
I have.
in there as well.
Oh, neat.
This you can get now. Oz you can get later. In like a
Fair.
couple of months. Yeah.
So Neverland is available now, and I believe Oz is available on the 20th of September.
Yeah, you got it.
November? Is it
September.
No, September. September,
September.
much sooner.
Even sooner.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Look at that.
It's
I
gonna
did the
be-
prep and everything.
It's going to be as shiny as
you.
this one. Andrew, show them the book.
Oh, sure,
as
yeah.
well. Yeah, you gotta show
I'm
the
good at
shiny.
writing, or I like to write books. I don't know how I do about promoting them, but this is what it looks like. This is
There
it.
they
It's got a little emerald
Oh, it's
bookmark in
so
it, and
Oh,
the maps
I'm
and
also
such. So.
very
Oh, look
satisfied
at
by
that.
all the tabs you've got in there as well.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, notes.
Amazing.
I mean, I wrote it and I still forget things, so I would never expect anyone to have this memorized. I try to design it so that way you can easily flip through things and find it at the table. So that's it.
Cool. And yeah. Other than that, we have our own stuff that are on DriveThruRPG and Etsy and our website. Plugin. We have a
And what is your website again?
fumblefolks.com, and we are
Great.
Fumble Folks everywhere. Everywhere. Yes.
That's great. That's ideal.
Yeah. To check out Andrew's stuff, you are Kolb is neat.
Yep, and that's my social media handles as well as my website, like kolbisneat.com, which I think will link to stuff if you want to find any of the books or other stuff that I do. I drop most of the time, but yeah, that's me.
Yeah.
Or follow me on
Kolb
Twitter and we
is
can
neat.
chat.
Yes.
Thank you.
On
I'm like a pretty
Twitter
tidy
and
guy.
on-
That was the whole thing. Sorry, Brie, go ahead.
That's fine. No, you do.
That's it. I'm done.
Okay.
That's the plug.
And there's you have a Discord as well.
Mm. Yeah.
Can I invite people? I can.
Oh, that's the thing.
Oh
I
my
don't know about
God.
Discord. I have
can.
put the invite somewhere. I'll find
There
it.
it
I'll
is.
find it.
There's a Discord link there. That's Andrew's Discord. If you want to come and join that, he gives a lot of advice about Neverland and Oz, which is cool. I like it.
Oh, thanks.
It
I just
really-
usually respond to people who
Yeah, I know.
write.
People have made amazing maps as well, and they put them in that Discord, so that's really cool.
Yeah, it's a
I
good
love seeing that
resource.
kind of stuff.
Lovely community.
Yeah. And if you are local to Cardiff, I don't know who's local in this chat right now, but we have an event this weekend to come and play all different kinds of TTRPGs that are not D&D. So I have like a Hunger Games type game. Ben has Fallout. You guys aren't running anything. That's really weird. But yeah, we have all sorts of things, Doctor Who and all that. But yes,
Oh, cool.
all that. But yes, and that's all the plug-in I'm gonna do. Yeah, this is amazing, and I think I want to do it again.
Yes, I
Yeah,
do.
thanks for playing. Thanks
Yeah.
everyone for watching. Thanks for just making this all happen.
Cool. I believe Ben, you found someone to raid.
I have indeed.
Okay.
They are called Chaotic Questers.
Cool.
They are on their 3rd episode of a brand new campaign.
Cool. Are they playing D&D?
They are playing D&D.
Amazing.
Cool.
Cool. In that case, does anyone else have anything to say?
This was nice. This was a lot of fun. These
Great, I had a lot of
glasses
fun
are
too,
actually
thank you.
very painful to wear, so I could take them off now.
Okay. Okay.
But yes, thank you everyone so much. Just having a quick look, you got us onto the front page with your interactions and your views, which is not the front page, the D&D front page.
Thank you very much, people.
Cool.
Cool.
But yes, thank you so much, Andrew. That was a lot of fun. Thank you for putting up with us. Me
Yeah.
specifically.
We'll be back. We'll be back
Mainly.
next
That'll be great.
Wednesday. We'll be heading back to Rapid Riders as well,
Maybe.
which is a long-form campaign.
Okay. Cool.
Cool.
Yeah, thanks again, everyone.
Yeah. Thanks,
Thank you.
guys.
Thank you all.
See you soon. Bye.
Bye.
Right.